I'm just happy. I don't know why I'm so happy. I get to bed a little earlier last night. A little bit of sleep. Travis and I look tired, but I don't feel that tired. And I don't know why I feel so happy right now.
I think you look great today.
I just feel happy. I'm not sure why.
You're glowing.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make it a little cooler in here? Thanks. Thanks, Rob. I'm just in a happy mood. This is the way every day should start. What's the matter? All right. Wait, what's got you? It's hard for me to talk to Rob as me. I'm so used to seeing him on Chip. Well, welcome. Hope everybody had a delightful weekend. I had a fairly uneventful weekend. I didn't do much at all. I went to get a flu shot yesterday because I'm so scared of getting the flu. I don't need to explain why I wanted to get a flu shot. Everybody gets it. And there was a long line. Fucking old people love the pharmacy on Sundays. They love it. So I couldn't get my prescriptions. I'm very impatient. It's weird with clicking on Twitter and Instagram. Like, I can't wait 5 minutes in a line anymore.
Yeah.
I'm so impatient. The guy today, the Uber driver, I have it set for my preferences that if I get like a black one, which I do once in a while, if it's a shorter wait time, my preferences are quiet. And I get in and he's got fucking KTU playing. It's amazing what I complain about.
I get it.
So then what do you do in a situation like that? Like
Threaten suicide.
Okay. It's a little more than I thought.
I listened to the Hotel California. I'm like, what am I going to have a whole thing? I just...
No, but I mean, if you select quiet and it's not, like, do you say something?
If it annoyed me, but I'm like, I know he would turn the radio off, and then do I care that much? It's almost like I wasn't annoyed enough by it to say anything. I just listened to Hotel California.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm like...
As one does.
I wanted a long song. And then I was like, fuck. And then I forgot I have the Edmund Fitzgerald, the record of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That's a great fucking Uber song. Because it gets me from my house pretty much to here.
Just put on any Metallica song. It's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I probably could have done that too. I don't know why I chose Gordon Lightfoot.
California.
You don't like Hotel California?
It's
have you heard
fine.
it?
Yes, no, I have heard it.
Okay.
It's fine.
It's a good one.
It's not something I'd be like, oh man, better rock this on my Uber drive.
Why not? It was just a nice long one I was flipping through. Her mind is Tiffany twisted. You don't like that part?
I don't even know it.
I know that I'm very psyched that... anyway, I was complaining about the pharmacy. I just... it's amazing how impatient I've gotten as I'm 51 now. And I don't wait for anything. I'd rather walk away.
Everybody's impatient, though. That's the
I think
society
you're
we
right.
live in.
Yeah, because everything is so fast, and that's why the stories go so quick. When you're watching like sports, sports talk, they're like, "Hey, at 5:22 we'll be talking about," and then at 5:24 we'll be talking about. Like they have a list of shit they're going to talk about.
I think it's a New York thing too, though. I mean, it's bad everywhere. But if you live in New York and then you go to somewhere else where they're like, if you go to like San Diego. Everything just moves a little slower, and you're just like, what the fuck?
I guess so.
No, absolutely. Because, I mean, even when we were down in Disney World, people walking slow, I'm on vacation, and I still want to just, like, walk fast to get to where I need to go. And everybody else is just like, la, 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 la.
Well, there's something to be said for that, though.
It is a New New York thing. Troy's right.
Do you become obsessed? Driving, I become obsessed. But this is, for my entire driving, in stand-up career. With the amount of space when we're in traffic that cars are leaving in front of them. Like when I see a car and I see 30 car lengths, I'm like, that's why we're here. Because a guy's like this selfish piece of shit would rather look at his phone or way back in the, before the phone's doing nothing, just looking out the window. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
That doesn't necessarily bother me, but I hate when somebody stops at a light like a whole car length before the light.
Yeah, it's
when they're not like right up to the line. That will unnecessarily annoy the hell out of me.
Because they're like, there's a selfishness to it. Like people are showing you part of their personality while they're driving. When you're driving, like, and I was on a thruway yesterday, and I see,
Ooh.
I know, I like to zip around, go
Someone
fast.
Left the city.
Sometimes I like to take the Mercedes out and just open her up on the old thruway.
Rain Man.
And I'm looking, and I see like this. You can see like a mile ahead of you on that giant road. And I see like the left lane is going slow, and there's one car, and there's a whole whole line of people behind. I'm like, what the fuck? I want to just grab that person by the throat and ask him, what are you doing?
That's just complete obliviousness to anything that's going on around that person.
And I've developed such a hatred.
Absolutely.
For that, for that behavior. It's just such a self-centered, annoying thing. Anyway, so they're all mild complaints. I still feel great. But that's how impatient I've gotten. I didn't get my fucking flu shot. And you don't get them?
Nope, never. No, I've never gotten one.
You don't get sick either? You get sick, don't you?
A little bit, but you get sick, you take some vitamins, you get over it.
Yeah, I guess. I just don't want to cancel gigs. I have the Stress Factory this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The last thing I want to do is get sick before a 4-day gig.
Yeah.
Or if you got to travel to Denver next week. I don't want to get sick next Thursday. Have to get on a plane with the flu.
You still get sick with the flu shots, though.
Not really. I haven't gotten the flu, in many, many years. Yeah. You do. I think it's a milder version of it because your body has a little practice fighting it.
Isn't that what the shot is, though? Don't they inject the...
Yeah, they give you a little bit of the flu.
Yes.
I've never done it either. So
but I don't get really sick from that. Like, you get mildly for a few days, but nothing bad. It's like a teeny version, and then if you do get it later, you're okay.
And you go to like a CVS or something?
Every pharmacy has it.
Isn't that a little weird, though, just getting injected with... you don't even really know what's in it. You're just kind of trusting CVS.
You are, but I trust the system in that I've seen the results over the years is I have not really gotten the flu. I've been pretty healthy, and just you're shaking hands after shows.
Yeah.
Talking to people. Thanks. I'm glad you came. God bless. Glad you're here. That's your problem. And the next thing you know, you're fucking... I was going to shake your fucking hand.
Yeah.
Hate it. I don't mind talking to people, but I hate them. I've got to a point now. I don't mind shaking hands, but I hate it when, I just washed my hands and I'm ready to eat, and someone's like, hey!
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? You're serving me food. We don't have to shake hands.
Hey, just give a fist bump. I just wash my hands.
Yeah, you do a little Howie Mandel.
I can't do that. Oh, speaking of Howie Mandel, John in Hawaii. Hello, John.
The sun is shining. Oh, happy day.
That's right. What a good time to call. Is that all you wanted to say?
No. Actually, I wanted to call. You were talking about road rage a second ago and how much you hate people when you're driving. I moved from Philadelphia to Hawaii a couple years ago, and the traffic here is much, much slower. And back when I was in Philly, I hated every fucking person on the road. But now that I live here and it's calmer, I'm actually in like a state of zen as we drive.
Oh, you're not as tense when you drive. They got you.
Yeah, it's really, really strange. I actually went home over 4th of July to visit my family, and my mom was like, just fucking hurry up. And I was like, no, we're cool. I'm getting there on time. I don't need to be a foot away from the car in front of me. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I've relaxed so much just by letting the stress go.
Yeah, that's probably a better way to live. All right, thanks, John, for the call. That's probably a much better way to be.
Yeah.
Not as long as you're getting where you got to go and you're not being a twat about it. As long as you're not fucking, doing 40 in the left lane on a major road.
Absolutely a better way to be. I used to stress out so much on the subway when we would stop and I wasn't going to be at work right on time.
Yeah.
And it would just be this unnecessary amount of stress over things that I couldn't control. And then once I just let go of that and was just like, okay, I'll get there when I get there. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. It just makes you a completely different person.
Just driving. When I was coming home from Rhode Island after shooting those scenes last week or 2 weeks ago, and Google Maps is pretty good with letting you know where traffic is. And I see where the fucking traffic is. I'm like, all right, there's a delay. It says 7+ minutes. It still hits me with rage when the map is right. Like when
you know it's coming.
I know it's coming, and I see the map is right. I'm like, fucking Connecticut piece of shit. Like, I'm so irrational. Of course. Like I'm alone. I was actually on FaceTime with somebody. And they're like, you need anger management, and I'm like, it's not healthy to be that
just gives
stressed.
you more time to watch videos while you're driving.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
I should have some good fights. There was a great middleweight championship fight in the UFC over the weekend. People were not upset about it.
I heard about it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it was really great.
I don't watch UFC. I know that UFC guy was on SmackDown on Friday.
Cain Velasquez.
Yes.
Sam texted me after and told me.
Big surprise, apparently.
That's how I found out about that. Yeah, he actually beat Brock when they fought, for real. So people know that he doesn't look like he's as tough as he really is.
He looks a little doughy.
A little bit, but as a
Yeah.
heavyweight, he always looked like that, and he has probably better cardio than anybody in that weight class.
Yeah, people are very excited about that.
Yeah, and everybody knows that he's actually beating up Brock in a real fight. I don't know what happened last night with wrestling. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm looking forward to asking Sam about wrestling.
Because a lot of people are very upset about it.
They were angry.
It's like all the top trends on Twitter.
I don't know why.
I don't either. Sam's going to tell us.
I wonder why they would. I wonder why would they end something in a disqualification.
Fans left fuming. A lot of these trends are not complimentary to the WWE.
Who was?
It was Seth Rollins and The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
Oh,
It was a Hell in a Cell match. You've seen those.
yeah. Oh, sure. I love a good Hell in the Cell match.
Sure, that's the one that The Undertaker, threw Mick Foley through the top of the cell. It's like an iconic moment that happened like 20 years ago.
Never seen it.
You've seen it.
I mean, maybe I haven't. Don't
You've
remember.
absolutely seen it.
It's rough.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's one of the greatest things that ever happened.
You watch wrestling though?
Nowhere near as much as I used to. I mean,
Well, of course not.
Well, after what
Yeah,
happened,
obviously
yeah,
not.
it's kind of hard. But I'll keep up with it here and there.
So, what was the disqualification
I don't
over?
know. I didn't watch it. I don't have the network.
Yeah. Oh, is that where it was?
Yeah, that's where all their pay-per-views are now because it's such a great deal. It's like what, like $10 a month, and you get pay-per-views included instead of paying $60 a month every
Wow.
month for a pay-per-view.
But they get your 10 a month every month.
Yeah, but you also get access to like
Sure.
every wrestling match ever. Like,
So they pretty much gave up the pay-per-view model in a way to get people watching this.
yeah, because it's all subscriber based, and it's a better model than people paying $60 a month for pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they'll probably figure, I guarantee they're going to, will they raise the rate eventually, add a little something? They might figure, look, if we can get 1 million people, we can get extra 2 million.
Everybody raises rates eventually.
Right. So
Costs go up.
they're giving the, we're giving you the pay-per-views, but eventually they'll raise the rates like everybody else does.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, people still get upset when Netflix, raises their cost like $1 or $2 a month. And it's like the amount of content that they're pumping out, like,
Yeah.
it's inevitable.
I understand.
You have to raise rates.
They did a $160 million movie.
I'm not aware of that one.
Yeah. $160 million.
You're talking about Bird Box?
No.
Oh.
No. It was just we had to do it.
You're talking about that superhero hater?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Martin Scorsese. Everybody's mad at Martin Scorsese.
Everyone is mad at
He's
Martin.
76, and he said it's not cinema.
Yeah, I'm fine with an old man not liking superhero movies.
Yeah, sorry, he did Goodfellas and Raging Bull. Sorry, he doesn't like Spider-Man. Fucking idiots. Guy does masterpieces. He did Taxi Driver.
I think he probably shouldn't have said they're not cinema.
Right.
But, like, it's fine if he doesn't like them.
He probably is, and again, he's an older, he's probably saying in the sense of like what you think, for him it's like an amusement park. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said I tried liking them. I don't.
Yeah.
What, are we going to pretend he's not an amazing director now?
Yeah. Oh, cancel Martin Scorsese.
It's like when everybody was starting to hate on Quentin Tarantino because he was doing, like woke stuff and, SJW stuff. And
What did he do that was woke?
he was supporting, people against police brutality and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
But, then all of a sudden there's a large segment of the population that's just going to pretend he doesn't make amazing movies.
Yeah.
And that he sucks and he's always sucked.
I mean, we get so caught up in causes. Like I don't believe in being anti-cop, but I don't think it's wrong to not want people to be shot by the police either.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I think it's a fair.
I'm fine with that.
That's a fair thing. It doesn't mean you're anti-cop if you're like, hey, there's too many unarmed black people being shot by the police. Let's do something. I don't think that's anti-police.
Yeah, Scorsese really angered the internet.
I know.
it made me happy.
But a guy who's that good, James Gunn piped up, and he's like, hey, look, he's one of my 5, but I wish that he wouldn't, badmouth my movies without seeing them. But maybe he did.
Which
see
he
them.
does have a point.
Does he?
Sure. You can't badmouth something you haven't seen.
What, you made a movie about a spaceship and a talking crawler?
Talking
And
tree.
You're mad at the guy who directed fucking Goodfellas?
But there's a lot of heart in those movies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there is.
Good one.
Raging Bull, I meant.
Oh.
There's a lot of heart in that. It's about a down, he used to be an up and comer, now he's a down and outer. Oh wait, sorry, that's that's on the waterfront. I made a mistake. My boxing movies.
Like a 60-year difference.
I apologize. They're both black and white. I fucked up. Yeah, it's from Martin Scorsese. So he said he's not a fan. He didn't direct The Aviator, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, didn't he?
I wasn't sure if he did or not. I just saw that for the first time. I'd never seen The Aviator. I watched it for the first time last week.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I mean, you might be right. I just don't remember if he directed that.
Yeah.
He did. Okay. Because DiCaprio was at the Irishman premiere, and neither Sam or I saw him, but we heard he was there.
Well, yeah, he and DiCaprio are like best friends.
They are good friends. Yeah. It was a great movie.
What?
The Aviator.
No.
What a
Yeah, Aviator's great.
what a fucking prick Alan Alda was in that film.
Yes. Yeah.
I enjoyed it very much, and he played mentally ill really well. DiCaprio. I know this is like a
DiCaprio's an amazing actor.
20-year-old film. I have a love-hate. Like, I don't always love him, but I like a lot of what he's done. I love him when he was younger, and then as an adult, I love The Wolf of Wall Street and Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, I guess I do like him
He's
usually.
great in Django.
He is, yeah. The dialogue wasn't harsh enough.
Great in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
He was.
Yeah. No, he's a great actor.
I guess so.
And what's that movie he did with the bear?
Oh, The Remnant.
Yeah.
Or The Revenant.
Revenant? Yeah.
The Revenant. That was very good.
Yeah. See, he's great.
I guess so. I want to see Cardi B's. I want to hear Cardi B's rant.
Against Access Hollywood?
Yeah. Sam will be here, by the way. He's on the way. He's in an Uber. And I guess Dane Cook is coming in as well today.
Not together.
No, they're not traveling together. I imagine Dane's in a black car. Dane's in a much better car. I want to see what happened. So she did an interview with Access Hollywood, and I guess they chopped it up, according to her, for clickbait.
Yeah, to promote whatever she's promoting right now. I think a reality show on Netflix. I think she's doing some rap competition.
Okay.
Judging show.
Okay.
And so, yeah, she did an interview with Access Hollywood.
Yep.
And I think they were talking about, how much time she works versus how much time she spends with her kid. And yeah, they cut it up and threw a clickbait title on it, saying that her kid calls someone else mom. And then she went on Instagram and just went nuts.
Let me hear it.
Fucking violate these niggas right fucking now. So let me tell you how I'm doing. Press for Rhythm and Flow, right? So I'm doing motherfucking press for Rhythm and Flow, and these bitch ass nigga, this little motherfucking bitch ass nigga, I had interviews with him before, but this time I feel like you niggas really fucking trying, because I don't play when it comes to my fucking kid. Alright? So let me tell you something. So these motherfuckers, Access Hollywood, these bitch ass niggas, motherfucking ass motherfuckers, I'ma really violate y'all niggas right now.
6.
So let me tell you something. So they're asking me, they asked me a question, right? They asked me a question of me doing different ventures and how has things changed when it comes to motherhood. So I explained to them, I gave them like a 2-minute answer, right? I gave them like a 2-minute answer, and I said things have changed because a lot of people expect me to do so many things. Like a lot of people expect me to be in the studio, and then I gotta do other shit. Like I film for Rhythm and Flow, I film for Hustlers, I'm working on fucking Fashion Nova, and I'm doing other business shit that is about to come out. So it's like, I'm sorry if I take time of my day that I could be 5 hours in the studio, but I spend it 5 hours with my kid, because yes, I could have somebody babysit my fucking kid.
Oh, this is a 7-minute clip?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear her for 7 minutes. I counted 6 so far.
Oh, yeah. She's on a roll.
Cool. God forbid Bill Maher slips in a joke. The whole country falls apart.
Yeah, she's not even black either.
She's not?
No, she's Hispanic.
Boy, white people really have just thrown all those groups together, haven't they? All right, you guys, whatever you want, go ahead, say it.
I mean, nobody.
We'll just yell at each other.
Yeah. Want to keep going?
For a minute.
Somebody babysit my kid, but it's like, it's a whack feeling when your kid don't fucking not even trying to fuck with you and try to call somebody else mommy. That's why you gotta spend time with your kid. So these motherfuckers chop what I said off. These niggas chop what I said off. The whole explanation why I spend time with my kid, why I put my kid before work. They chop it off, and then they're gonna name it on YouTube. Cardi admits that Culture calls somebody else mommy due to work. Bitch, that's not what the fuck I said. Don't use my motherfucking kid for clickbait, bitch. Don't fucking cut shit off trying to make me look like I'm a fuck ass mom. That's not something that I'm not.
You know what? She's right. She's right.
She's not wrong.
Not at all.
Could have used nicer language.
Yeah, you know what? I
Get her
can't.
point
Good for
across.
her. She's just saying what she should say, and no one is reacting, and they shouldn't react. She's right. Fucking, they clickbait you like that, and they chop you to make it just so they can get more hits on their shit site.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's long, but it's all good.
All right. Oh, Travis is talking like in the vernacular.
No,
It's
I
all
didn't mean like
good.
it's all good.
Oh shit!
Here we go. Here we go.
Yo, what's up, my man Mickey? Yo, it's all good.
I hope you just start throwing in N-bombs.
Oh,
No,
me
I
too.
meant
Guys,
like-
I'm off the air. Why not?
I meant the what? I meant the clip is good.
Nah, yeah, you all right.
Chill.
It's all right.
It's all good.
Wow.
All right.
I don't play that shit. Y'all niggas got me fucked up. Don't you ever Essex Hollywood when I see y'all niggas? Watch. I'm not even gonna touch y'all because everybody wanna be suing people. I'ma spit at y'all motherfuckers like this. Like that, nigga. The fuck? Don't play when it comes to my kid. Don't use my kid for clickbait. Don't fucking cut half of the shit that I said about why do I gotta spend time with my child? Cause every single day, like just yesterday, these bitch ass niggas, Joe Budden and the motherfucking podcast talking about, oh, Cardi's doing other things. She's not busy worrying about hip hop because she's doing other money moves. Yes, nigga, I'm doing other money moves. And guess what else I'm doing, nigga? I gotta spend time with my child. So I'm sorry that I'm not doing what y'all niggas expect me to do, cause I gotta do other shit, like spend time with my kid. The fuck? And then y'all niggas is gonna use what I said, chop it the fuck up, chop it up, and try to make me look like I'm some whack ass mom. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck?
Wow.
And niggas is crazy. I will
16 point.
never again do press. That's why I don't like doing press, cause y'all niggas.
All right.
All right, we got it.
We got
What's
it.
that?
Yeah, I don't blame her. You know, to chop it like she's giving an example of like what she doesn't want, and they act like. Do we have the actual Hollywood act? What they said?
I think took
They
everything down.
deleted it. Yeah.
Oh, they deleted it.
Yeah, and privately apologized
Oh, cool.
because you wouldn't want to publicly admit that you
Absolutely.
chop things up. for
Clickbaited, yeah. That's the way to do it, I guess, if you're in the business. If someone does something you don't like, just scream at them on fucking Instagram Live. Good for you.
Chip should do that.
Fuck yeah. That's a good one. For chopping his interview up
Yeah.
and making it look like he said he sucked a pecker when he was young.
Yeah, I think everything's down.
Oh, that's funny. Cool. Glad they handled it that way.
I mean, it just happens all the time.
Absolutely. So she got mad at them and she said that and they just took it down and they didn't say, hey, but yeah, look what you said. No.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't.
Anyway, good for her.
Yeah. I love when every time she's angry.
Isn't it funny where the story goes though with different performers? What the story is.
Yeah.
Like if you're on the right side of things, and I mean correct, in certain, if the press likes you, the story is this. And if they don't like you, the story is that.
But they probably get more clicks on the something that would be a little bit more negative than they would, her talking about how great of a mother she is,
Well, the rant.
Yeah.
I mean, look, she's in the right though. This shit.
I love when she's angry. She always loves flashing her nails in the camera.
Yeah,
I do like that.
she does.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't say you're not going to do press. Just do things that they're not going to cut or tape everything you do. Like I tape interviews now where the last X amount of interviews I've done, I put on, I film myself on that, what's the thing you have, like the photo booth?
Yeah.
I film them. Because this way, if they fucking chop me up, because there's been a few things I've said over the years where they put the context incorrectly, and there was one where I don't even know if they did it on purpose, but the interview got farmed out. They switched they took out part of the question they asked me, so it looked like I was saying something I wasn't saying. So now I film myself when I do these interviews.
That's great. It's a good
Yeah,
idea.
I don't tell them I'm doing it, but it doesn't matter because I'm never going to release it unless there's something that's really fucked up that comes out. But I film them and I label them and I keep them on my laptop.
Very smart.
Yeah, you have to these days. You have to.
Especially at her level, she should be doing that. There's something like when you get to like Drake's level, he doesn't even do interviews anymore.
No.
You just don't have to. I mean, I know she's promoting a Netflix special, and that's
The
probably
movie,
part of her-
right?
yeah, whatever Hustle and whatever she said that was.
Rhythm and Flow.
Rhythm and Flow. So, I'm sure she has to go out and promote that, but, at her level, all she has to do is tweet and Instagram about it.
Yeah.
So I bet you she'll probably start easing up on interviews if this kind of stuff's happening.
Yeah, probably.
She's still great, though. I love her.
Yeah, I don't dislike her. She was right to be furious about that.
She speaks her mind.
Yeah.
She's very lovable.
Uh,
I think she's great. I think she comes across sweet. Obviously she's a little angry right now.
yeah.
But when you just hear her talking, she's just.
Is she? I don't
Yeah.
know her. I mean, again, I've never spoken to her, so and I don't follow her. And I know what I'm doing right now in my own head, which is stupid. I'm allowing what the reaction to that, if other people had done it, would be. Like, I'm allowing that to annoy me. And not, does that make any sense? I keep thinking of how much shit somebody else would get
Yeah.
for certain things, and it makes me want to throw something.
Yeah.
And how the business reacts to certain things. One is hate-filled, one isn't.
Yeah. I'm surprised they're,
Yeah.
I feel like everybody loves her. I don't know why they're.
Shane Gillis is a terrible person. He shouldn't have said what he said.
Well, she's catching some shit for saying that she hopes your mom gets AIDS.
It's very funny, though.
It is funny. Of course it's funny.
But I don't want to be that guy who's always like, yeah, but what about? But here I am, I'm doing it.
What aboutism?
I know.
It's
and
the
I'm-
worst.
I know,
Don't do it.
but I caught myself.
I know.
And I'm saying it. I know it's annoying. I'm annoyed at myself in my head that I can't just take it on a case by case.
Well, yeah,
basis.
because deep down inside, like, we all do that sometimes.
We all do it.
Yeah.
And we all know that, watching somebody do something that would sink your career, you're like, what, just somebody write this fucking down in one set for everybody to follow. Anyway, good for her. Fuck them. I'm on her side.
Yeah, she had a
Cheers.
point.
She certainly did.
Her heart was in the right place.
When does she say, I hope your mom gets AIDS?
At some point in the
I do
video.
want to see that.
That would be. Yeah.
She said, suck my whole dick. I hope your mom catch AIDS.
Oh my gosh, gender appropriation.
That is,
Whoa.
as far as I know.
Gender appropriation.
I think all that goes out the window though when you're in hip hop.
Yeah, I don't think the same rules necessarily apply.
No. You can get away with so much more.
It's not just hip hop.
Well, I mean, they can still get away with saying a lot in lyrics, and they don't really catch shit for
That's
it.
what I was saying. It's a white people scold other white people more because white people are fucking racist. Yeah, you're right, and they can. Although they caught a lot of shit though, they catch a lot of shit for the violence in their lyrics, and they catch a lot of shit even from black activists have given them shit for the stuff they've caught a lot of crap. The whole Tipper Gore labeling heavy metal rap. They've caught so much.
Yeah, that was like 30 years ago though.
Yeah, but they were kind of on the forefront of catching shit for what they said. But yeah, you're right. They get away with so much more than, I don't know if this is a good movie or not.
I don't know. Do you want to watch the
No.
official teaser?
No.
I would imagine. I'm sure she's.
Is it a
involved.
movie? I thought it was a reality show.
Yeah, I thought that's.
Oh, maybe it is.
Yeah, I think it's I think she's a judge on this like hip hop reality show for Netflix. Kind of like The Voice, but for hip hop.
It's not. That's not what I want to see in music.
What?
I don't care about that.
No.
You don't like hip hop that much.
I used to. I want to see her. I want to see her tell them that their mom should get AIDS. Can we find that? I want to hear that.
Do we have a time code on that by any chance?
They just put the whole thing up. They didn't give us a time code in this.
Well, yeah, because sometimes it's just so good that like cutting it up is a disservice. Like I get that. Sometimes I highlight an entire article because the whole thing's good.
Yeah, 7 minutes.
Mike
7
can-
minutes is
Mike-
long.
Oh, Mike's got it. He'll send it to Troy.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, 7 minutes is long. Not that it's not all fun, but I don't want to hear her for 7 minutes. I do like the fact
Right,
that she
he just
screamed
sent it
at
over.
them.
I did too.
You do, right?
Yeah, I just love when people are angry and just yelling and screaming. And rightly so. Here we go. Oh, something went wrong. Here we go.
Let's see.
Fucking mom catch. Suck my whole dick. Suck a dick. I hope your fucking mom catch AIDS, bitch. Suck my whole.
Oh, I mean that.
Yep.
There it is.
That's how you get AIDS, I guess.
By sucking the whole dick.
Yep, not half it. Don't
No.
just suck the shaft. That won't do it. Don't just suck the bag.
Huh.
She's great.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I do like that she has no control over her emotions.
No, she doesn't.
No.
Yeah. I think she's so lovable.
I don't know if she's
I don't find her lovable.
Really?
Yeah.
I think she's just funny. It's just so like
Yeah.
says whatever she wants. Doesn't care. She's got great music. Songs that come out are awesome.
I like what she said about them because they did that to her.
Yeah.
That is kind of scummy. You literally take the opposite of what she meant.
Yeah, I mean, how often does that happen and celebrities don't say anything? You know?
Yeah, but it figures they take it down and apologize privately when they've made it a public.
Or they just put out a strongly worded statement about it instead of going nuts on Instagram.
Yeah.
I like it. Good for her.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm really concerned about is I'm really psyched about what Kiss is doing.
Okay.
Kiss is going to play a concert for Great White Sharks, and that's fucking badass.
This is maybe the dumbest thing I've ever read.
Come on, what good? Would you play a concert for Sharks?
Would I? Or did I?
Would you?
No.
Exactly.
And then Paul Stanley had just some terrible quote.
Let's hear his quote.
No, it was in the article. Hang on.
I'm sure it was not.
Oh, I was a little taken aback by it.
No.
Sharks are attracted to low frequencies.
I'm not sure how much of us the Sharks can take, Stanley said. I'm hoping they know rock and roll all night.
Ugh.
Oh, that's cool. Where did he say that?
Right
Towards
here.
the bottom of the article.
I'm hoping they, since we're going to be in Australia, it gives a whole new meaning to doing a concert down under.
Ah. He's right. Play on words.
I'm trying to find the rock and roll all night. Oh, yeah. I'm hoping they know rock and roll all night. I'm hoping they know the song. They probably won't, the Sharks.
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
Does Kiss ever do anything where you're like, that is fucking corny?
No.
Or is it just kind of like, anything is good by you?
Yeah.
You Sharks like alcohol? Loser.
I disagree with your assessment that you're a loser.
You Sharks like fish? Is he going to do stage banter?
You like to swim in water? Nothing wrong with that.
But I mean, they'll do anything.
Yeah, they're going to change it. Atlantis, Rock City.
Oh. And what are they? They're lowering what, like 8 fans down,
That's right.
submerged with the sharks.
Yeah.
Cool. They're not even going underwater.
Well, no, they can't. They have to play above water, and then it's going to be piped in for the Sharks
Cool.
Oh,
and for the 8 fans.
I mean,
I'd love to be a fan listening to Kiss with the Sharks.
Wearing scuba gear.
Yep.
Rocking out.
Yeah, I doubt they'll play a whole concert, though.
No, they're going to play at least 4 songs.
Oh, okay. That's a short concert.
Yeah.
Troy, the look on your face is not pleased.
it's just like, I don't know, man. You know, not a Kiss guy. I know you're a huge fan.
But I understand why one would find this to be.
Just a little cheese ball. It's just like, all right.
No, I was
guys.
going to say really cool.
Oh,
I didn't know Gene Simmons is recovering from having kidney stones removed.
I didn't either. Well, he's playing a concert, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Paul Stanley joked, I tend to think he just ate gravel.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wish I had some gravel. I'd share it with him. Do you want some of my gravel?
You want some of this road? You can have.
Yeah,
you can have the whole
you
thing.
hungry? You can have the speed bump. I'll just.
don't you think it's cheesy though how they just rinse their fans?
Well, I mean, look, they're a marketable group. Like they're with the makeup, they've always kind of done that.
It's just diluting the brand so much.
So it's an Airbnb thing. They're partnering with Airbnb Animal Experiences because it's designed to have people entertain animals instead of the other way around.
Wow.
Cool.
I get it. He gets it.
He gets it. He's swimming.
Yeah, no, like, look, I think it's a little fucking, a little weird, this one, but I don't mind them because, like, I don't feel like they rinse people because I don't get rinsed.
No,
like, I don't buy stuff I don't want. Like, I don't care what they market and promote because I don't. If I want to see them live, I'll see them live. Like, that's all I would do.
The tickets are $50.
What's that?
The tickets are only $50.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, and it's first come, first serve, and it's going to charity.
Like
So-
the Kiss cruise, isn't that like?
I mean, look, Cowhead does a cruise. We
Yeah,
want to
a
do
lot of
one.
people do cruises.
A lot of
No,
people
I
do
know.
one.
But they do like you have to pay to get. They'll sign whatever you want on your body, so you have to pay for them to do that, and then you can go get it tattooed, which is an extra payment. And then Paul Stanley was doing his shitty paintings on the boat.
You say I don't
You
like
like
that
it?
summation of his paintings. I think Paul's a fine artist. I happen to like Paul's paintings.
And they just like thousands of dollars, and they're pieces of shit. It's just like
I think they're very good paintings, by
What
the
are
way.
pieces of shit? The
Paul
paintings.
Stanley's paintings.
I disagree. I would love to have one hanging in my home.
So glad Ace isn't doing any of this.
Ace is by far the coolest member of
Oh,
Kiss. Wouldn't you
I
agree?
do
100%,
100%. Yeah. Ace is the coolest member of probably any band.
Ace is the man.
He is a badass motherfucker.
He is, yeah. But I mean, would I rather live the life that Paul and Gene live or Ace? I would rather live Paul and Gene's life. Like, it's all extra stuff. Like, I understand why people would be annoyed by it, but like, I didn't care about getting the box set that was like 25, so I didn't buy it.
the one that
safe.
Gene would deliver to your house.
Yeah, like, I mean, I didn't.
10 grand.
It didn't bother me. I just didn't get it. But the Kiss Cruise doesn't bother me because, again, so many people. I think they were one of the first to do it. But I mean, so many bands do that stuff.
Yeah, cruises are very popular now, and they were one of the first to do that.
Yeah, so I would definitely do that. It's like you get to see the band on a boat, you get a cruise.
But this is just
Awesome. I know. I agree. They're very aquatic. I don't.
Isn't it just time to just call it a day?
I mean, eventually it will be. Sure. I mean, they're 70 years old. I miss Peter and Ace being in the band, but yeah, eventually they'll stop. They're just trying to figure out ways, I guess. It's hard when you're 70 years old to keep the band in any way relevant. I mean, that's got to be really difficult. I mean, the Stones do it. But look at the Beatles. They couldn't make it out of fucking 1970 without hating each other. Like,
They have a #1 record right now.
dude, they're amazing. I mean, but it's hard to keep it going, is the point that I'm, making.
They're going to be in full makeup for the Sharks.
Of course they are.
Well, yeah, obviously the Sharks might not know who they are if they're not wearing their makeup.
Plus, it's really cool.
They should
What,
just
the makeup?
What's that?
Have you ever
makeup?
painted up, by the way?
Never.
You've never worn Kiss makeup.
No, I wore a Kiss mask when I was a boy for Halloween. I wore the little Gene mask.
One of those like ones with the thing stapled on it.
Well, yeah, with those
On the
fucking
side.
horrible rubber bands
Yeah.
on your little boy's head. Oh, yeah, I dressed up like fucking Gene. Of course I did. I might have dressed up like the Star Child at one point. By the way, last night on Instagram, I was watching Kiss on Paul Lynde's Halloween special. 1976, I believe it was. Somebody put it on Instagram, and I hated Paul Lynde because he made fun of Kiss. Like, I didn't understand back at that age. But I thought he was not Paul Lynde, Lynde, I think. He was not speaking Paul Lynde Halloween special. He was not speaking respectfully enough of Kiss. And it was on Instagram last night. Somebody posted like the second they did. I know they did Detroit Rock City. They did King of the Nighttime World in Beth. I watched this live, and I remember being so. I loved it so much. But yeah, this is the type of stuff they've always kind of done.
Did your mask have like Gene's tongue sticking out?
I think it did have a tongue, yeah.
Cool.
So you'd talk and the tongue wouldn't move. Talk in a little hole. Oh, take her straight, I'm rocking and rolling.
Because I see on eBay there's like a 1978 Gene Simmons
How much?
costume, $149.
Not bad. It's a bargain. Probably wouldn't fit me at this point. Little fat
No.
pig I'm turning into again.
Oh no. Have you been treating yourself?
More than I should, yeah. And a part of me is like depressed about it. A part of me just doesn't care. $250. There's some cool masks.
This is a terrible costume. Hang on. Let me send this to Troy.
It's not a terrible costume. I'm sure it's an awesome costume.
Maybe this is the one that you had.
I don't remember, honestly.
Because there's photos of the actual like the entire costume.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
And it's fucking ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. It's an awesome costume. What's wrong with it?
This is a size small though for 4 to 6 year olds.
Oh,
You wouldn't be able to fit in that.
no, probably not. 4 to 6. Yeah, I was 10 then, so I had a bigger size, I'm sure. Let me see the entire costume, Troy, please. I'm gonna read it. What's wrong with that? It's pretty rock and roll.
So stupid.
Ugh.
You don't like it?
No.
What's for a child? 4 to 6 years old.
I don't know, man. It just look.
Paul looks very effeminate on that cover.
Well, he looks, again, and even in the Paul Lynde, he had that vibe to him when he performed, and I didn't realize it at the time, but he did kind of have that vibe to him.
But that's when it was like, I don't know. Wasn't that the time where you could be feminine like that and still?
People didn't even notice it, really. I mean,
Right.
I guess they do. I didn't notice it until 2003, and I was at a concert, and he did something where he turned around and he waved at the audience like that.
Oh,
It's like when you face away from the audience and you put your arm back stiffly and you wave with your pinky or middle finger, like.
I mean, all of that still isn't as bad as his stage banter.
Stage banter is excellent.
It's terrible. I watched that video that Troy sent a couple weeks ago.
Yep. I refuse to watch it. It takes everything out of context. It's clickbait. I don't like it at all.
yeah. He's man.
You don't like the stage banter?
No, he's just. They're just. I don't know. They don't do anything for me. It wasn't my generation. I get why.
If I came a generation later, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
You know, I have friends, and look at even Dimebag Darrell. Like he was obsessed with Kiss, and he's one of the greatest metal guitar players of all time.
Who else? Lane Staley, all those guys, like Kiss. I mean,
that generation. If you're between 45, 50, 55 in there, and you were into metal, Kiss was the shit.
Yeah,
and
Kiss,
I get it.
Kiss was a big influence, but yeah, didn't he get buried in a Kiss coffin, right, Darrell? He loved him.
I think so, yeah.
He did. And I asked Gene about that. He's like, we don't joke about that. But I wasn't joking. I was really asking him. Let me hear a little bit of the banter.
Okay.
A little Paul Stanley banter.
All right!
Awesome. Stop it.
Toronto! You feel good?
That's fine.
All right then, listen. You know, we may be under clear blue skies, but it's getting a little cool out tonight, but that ain't gonna stop us, because if we try hard enough, we're gonna get this place.
Hotter than hell.
I said we're gonna get this place.
Hotter than hell.
Hotter than hell.
See? I know.
I like that you can finish his stage banter.
Well, I know the song. Why else would it be? If it's cool, you need warmth.
I always hate when singers will find a creative way to introduce their new song.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'll be honest. This is where Ozzy is very good. We're gonna do a number now. It's a number entitled.
Yeah.
And he just says the song.
Just say that.
Yeah, there's nothing clever. Let me hear one more so I can guess the song.
Sure.
I've never heard this, honestly.
All right, listen. I want to know if we got any people here tonight that like to get high.
Like to get high?
We got any people that
Cold
like
gin?
to get high? All right, then, listen. Every once in a while, we like to get a little wasted. We like to take a taste of alcohol.
Yep. Cold gin, told you.
And I tell you, when we
don't
want
like
to get
that?
going, no. We ain't going to be drinking no Southern Comfort, no.
Why does he speak with an accent?
I don't know.
What is that about?
He's a really hardcore New York guy.
These are things that like a 16-year-old would say when they're, pretending to be a cool rock star.
I disagree.
But it's not a New York accent. It's almost like a Southern accent.
Well, he's yelling.
But what? When I yell, I don't have a Southern accent.
And that's why no one wants to hear you yell.
That's a good point.
Go ahead.
Would you like a little more?
I would love a little more.
Yeah, I mean, Jim's undefeated, so he's 2-0.
2-0.
Yes.
No, we ain't going to be drinking no tequila. Because I tell you, when we won't get going, there's only one drink that gets us moving. I can't hear you.
Travis, comment.
I can't hear you. Louder.
Just got to end every sentence high.
Toronto.
Oh, shut up.
Listen.
Wait, did we just hear this?
It wasn't too long ago we was here.
Oh.
And I tell you, every time we come here, damn it just gets better and better. You people are dynamite. And I know just know
He knows.
I know if
He
we
knows.
get this place any hotter tonight.
Uh-oh.
Is it hotter than hell again?
I said I know if we get this place any hotter tonight.
Yeah, hotter than hell. It's not fair.
He has multiple interludes for the same
I would
song?
hope so. Sure, probably different
We're
nights.
gonna have to call out.
Oh, Firehouse. My fault. I was wrong. Call the Firehouse.
We're gonna have to call out.
Just play the song.
Why, he wants to call the Firehouse?
We're gonna have to call out.
I'm going to guess the Firehouse.
There's no way anyone else in the band likes this.
I'm sure they enjoy it.
All right.
Firehouse.
Okay.
Now we get paused. Otherwise, we're just going to be rocking all morning.
Well, the other two guys are just happy to be there.
Yeah, Eric
right.
and Tommy,
The new guys, yeah.
They don't care what he does. They just want a paycheck. Gene Simmons is just walking around like a dickhead with his tongue out, I'm sure.
Gene's a
in his
fine
own world.
stage performer. I think who's going to fuck after.
Look, Gene has very good stage presence.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
And he is quite the coxman. I will give him
Yes.
that.
Oh, but he's done nothing but sling loads all over this planet.
I can't think of one redeeming quality of Paul Stanley.
Paul's a great voice. I mean, he's 70 now, but his voice held up
Sure,
for decades.
He's a good front man.
Great frontman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just upgraded you from good to great.
I think my favorite Kiss song is probably Lick It Up. I like that era.
You know, it's funny. I don't like that era, but I like that song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Heaven's on Fire. Like there's some songs from that era I really like. Lick It Up is actually very catchy.
Yeah.
You don't like Detroit Rock City?
Yeah, it just has such a cheese factor to me. I don't know.
I love the guitar in it. Probably my favorite music ever is Ace's guitar solo in that, which he may or may not have done.
You don't think he did?
I don't know. They said that they went back in and redid it. I don't care.
Yeah, okay.
As far as I'm concerned, he did it.
Yeah.
Ginger Baker died. Fucking, did you ever see that documentary on him? It's something Mr. Baker, Beware of Mr. Baker, I think it was called.
Yeah.
There was talks of him doing Sabbath's 13. They were saying that Ginger, he might do 13 with, and then the band was like, no way, we're not dealing with this guy. Rick Rubin suggested him to drum because Bill Ward wasn't going to drum, and Brad Welk was on the album, and Ginger Baker was the first name. I think Iommi and Ozzy said, no way, we're not dealing with this dude.
Yeah, and he's older. I mean, you need,
I mean, but notoriously a fucking dick.
Yeah. But they made the right choice. Who did they have when we saw him? Who did they have with the live?
Tommy Clevitos tours with
He
them.
was incredible.
He's amazing. He looks like Bill in 1977 too. Tommy Clevitos is great. He's a great live drummer.
Sabbath has never gone cheese.
No.
With Ozzy era.
No, never.
I think with Dio era, right? They were kind of considered a little cheese.
No, I mean, I didn't. I like Dio's. Dio sings about dragons, but that's who he has been since Rainbow. Like that's what he likes. So yeah, no, they were good. I mean, they were still. They went through the hair metal time a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of the bandanas on the arms, but that's what you got.
That was the look.
That was the look.
But it's funny when even Ozzy does things that would be considered cheesy. They're still cool.
When he wears like a sequin robe, like I love the '80s Ozzy when he come out with a sequin robe, barefoot with his toes painted black.
Well, yeah, he looks cool because Ozzy's cool.
Yeah, we could talk about this all day.
Yeah, I know. This could be a 3 hour
This could be a
show.
long talk.
But whatever he's wearing, he's still in the 80s, he was sniffing like a row of ants.
Yeah, he was. He did other things, lick somebody else's urine off the ground. It's hard to deny that the man was a rock and roller.
Ozzy?
Yeah.
He's the man. I
Um,
love him.
yeah, Ginger Baker. I was watching Ginger Baker drum solos last night, and he is from a different era, but he really was fucking awesome. A twat of a guy. A great documentary, though. I don't know if it's on Netflix or where it is, but I would suggest it. Thank you. Don't bump into the wall. Our intern hit the wall coming in.
Careful, buddy.
Careful. We don't need a lawsuit. He was a very, very difficult guy. But he went to Africa and he would play with these African guys. He was just really interesting, weird dude.
I think, didn't he drum on Band on the Run?
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think
I've
he
never
did.
heard that.
The album? It's really good.
No, I mean, I've never heard that. He drummed on it. The song or the whole album?
I think the album. I think he worked on that record with them. Hang on.
With McCartney. I wonder if they got along. Jack Bruce's family tweeted something about a love-hate relationship. Clapton is still alive. I don't know why I hate Eric Clapton so much.
Really?
Hate him.
Clapton?
Hate him.
I saw him once, like 20 years ago. He was awesome.
I acknowledge he's a very good guitar
He's an
player.
amazing guitar player.
I don't know why he just seems like a douche and a poser to me. And I know I'm sure I'm wrong. Maybe because I know that he was fucking Harrison's wife. Is that what happened? He was like seeing George Harrison's wife, and he was friends with them. I don't know. It just
I
bugs
believe,
me.
and I don't know this for a fact. I think I read this somewhere that him and Harrison would swap wives.
Oh, maybe. All right, that makes it better.
And then they would, she fell in love with Eric Clapton.
Oh, they were wife swapping?
I believe that's what
Wow.
yeah.
Jesus. You imagine sending your wife home to fuck a Beatle? You know how confident you have to be in your dick?
I mean, if you're Eric Clapton.
You're still not a Beatle. You're not a Beatle. Eric Clapton was very, famous, and he's
One of the greatest guitar players of all time.
very good. Let's not
He's-
get carried.
no.
Layla. All right. Got it.
Great song.
It's okay. You knock me to my knees,
I'm not talking about the
Layla.
slowed version.
It's all right.
The regular version, it's incredible. It's one of the best guitar
I disagree.
things ever.
Exactly. Guitar thing. Well said.
Well, it's
Do you
not
work
a
for the
solo.
magazine? The fucking publisher of Guitar World. It's one of the best guitar things ever. Speaking of things, good morning, Sam. Make sure I got the right one queued up. I think I do.
Good morning.
Unfortunately, I was correct. Welcome. We thought you were going to come in a little earlier, but they were like, do you want to sit where you normally sit? I'm like, no, I'll handle the big boy seat.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable with you handling the big boy seat.
Of course.
Yeah,
Instead of one of these guys just sitting here.
exactly.
They wanted the day off from work. So we were talking just before you came in about Ginger Baker dying. Did you ever see that documentary on him? Beware of Mr. Baker?
No.
Oh, he was such a twat.
Was
really, really miserable guy, yeah.
So not the worst news in the world that he's passed away?
He was so good that it's almost like he was one of those guys that was such a great drummer. You kind of whatever. He's a cunty, but he's really is as good as they said he was.
Isn't it funny when your profession or your skill outweigh your value as a human being? Like his
Thank you.
contributions to society as a drummer are more important than it's like it doesn't matter if he was what he was as a person.
Yeah, he was
because his musical contributions are much more valuable.
Yeah. And I haven't heard Clapton's. I'm sure Clapton said something. I don't know what he has said about it, but I have not heard any remark from Eric Clapton. I'm sure he's waiting.
For what?
Waiting.
I don't know.
Probably just trying to think of something nice to say. You can't come up with anything. I guess he was good at drums.
Brian, we were talking about Kiss playing for the Shark, which I think is very cool.
The Kiss is going to play.
For the Great White Sharks.
Yeah, I'm sure that the Sharks are excited.
I know, but 8 lucky fans in Australia get to go. You've heard about that, right? They're playing an underwater concert.
Would you go to that?
Yes.
To go underwater and...
I might get claustrophobic breathing in that type of a tube, but I would love to.
Yeah, no, I think the whole thing sounds gimmicky and stupid, but I guess that's par for the course, right?
No, I disagree completely.
Oh, okay.
I totally disagree.
We're not in agreement there?
No, not at all. What do you know about rock? Hello.
Right.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey.
You know how you were talking about how the metal guys all idolize Kiss?
Yes.
All of them idolized Clapton in the Cream days.
I'm sure they do.
Replayed Royal Albert Hall. All of them had front row tickets. All of Metallica was there. All the guys. You
Yeah.
gotta listen to the early Cream shit.
I don't say he's a bad. All right, thank you, Brian. I never said he was a bad guitarist. He's not. And
He's
I'm
not a fan.
not a fan of him. I don't know. Maybe it's his face. I don't know. Something about him irritates me, and I've never liked him.
He looks smug.
He looks
Eric
smug.
Clapton?
There you go.
Yeah.
Travis just summed it up.
But he can be. I think
T-Dog
he's
just
he's
summed it
allowed
up.
to be.
He did.
You know,
Yeah, but, I mean, what
it's
what
all
is it-
good.
What did,
You missed Travis's hip hop moment
No.
before.
what did he say?
We were talking about Cardi B, and Travis like, play it. It's all good.
No.
I meant the
he did.
video.
Yes, he
I
did.
meant all
Yeah,
of
he
the
did.
video.
Why would he
was
say
good.
that?
Because he's
I'm
changed
trying
since
to explain
Disney.
it. Nobody's listening.
He's lying.
He is lying.
He's trying to say, no, I meant it's like all of it is good.
No, but he's like, it's all good.
It's not-
Yeah.
He's trying to appeal to an urban demographic.
Yes, he was.
Yes, that's exactly
T-Dog.
He thought that we would bring up Cardi B and a more urban audience their ears would perk up and they would tune in.
That's right.
And that then all of a sudden they'd be like, "Oh, I don't know who these white boys Jim and
These
Sam are,
squares are.
Yeah.
but that T-Dog, I want to know more about him."
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, T-Dog knows.
He was really hoping that a program director for Hot 97 or something would be listening and going like, "Now that's the fresh voice
talent.
I've been
Yeah,
looking for."
we could use a
Yeah.
crossover star like this.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to go across the hall to Sway.
It's all good.
I would love that. Love to see you every morning in Sway's studio.
So do you think So Eric Clapton can get away with being smug. Ginger Baker can get away with being an asshole. And it's all just because Cream is so important.
Smug is not as bad though. Like, but Ginger was like a legit difficult guy.
Yeah, I guess, but you don't have to be. Like, Paul McCartney seems like an affable guy.
Awesome. He's an awesome guy.
And he's better than any of them.
He is, and they all, none of them fuck with McCartney.
Yeah.
And very few people are not impressed by McCartney.
I've heard in Metallica that James is the difficult one, and Lars
Yes.
is actually a fun guy. I think maybe Brewer said that. Somebody said that.
Probably James. The frontmen are all flakes, though. To be the lead singer of something, you're probably going to be a flake. They're all crazy. Axl, all of them are. I guess because
Scott Weiland.
Scott Weiland, sure, because the voice. The pressure is on you because of your voice. Like, drummers get their shoulders and rotator cuffs fucked up, but if you're a lead singer, man, like, you have almost all the pressure because if your voice goes, you can play bass until you're 70 or 80 without changing.
Yeah. The handsome Gallagher brother from Oasis.
I don't know which one is more. I don't know anything about them other than they're kind of contrary to each other.
Who's the one that sings?
The lead singer?
Yeah,
Liam.
Right.
Yeah.
Noel's the one that sings now because he can't count on Liam.
Noel's on Hot Ones.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to watch it today.
It's great.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He doesn't talk about his brother, does he?
I believe he comes up.
Okay.
Gene and Paul, by the way, look like Kiss dolls from the 70s now.
You mean because they've had so much work done?
No, I mean, they're a little older. Go back to that picture, Troy, you just had. They look like the dolls that they sold in boxes. Like when you look at, again, for 70-year-old men, they look fine. I mean,
Because their faces have been sculpted? At
no,
this point?
just 'cause I think the hair is probably.
Fake.
I wasn't gonna say fake. I was
Like a
gonna say it's probably
Definitely fake.
No,
Yeah, I would
I
say
disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been enhanced. Perhaps they've had their hair enhanced a
I
little
know
bit.
you like Kiss. Don't you think Gene Simmons is a little bit of a fucking turd?
No, I mean, Gene is one of the more honest guys. And like, he was just talking honestly about. Here's what I like about. I get why people don't like Gene, but the other side of me loves him because he's such a patriot, and he's not afraid to say how much he loves America, and he's not one of these fucking pseudo hip guys. Like, I watch his Dan Rather interview. It's hard not to like him.
No, he's not pseudo hip. He's not hip. He doesn't have to worry about.
Oh, he's a
any
very
of it.
hip individual.
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
saying he's not trying to bash
I
them.
watched the interview in studio with Jim and Sam.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I can tell you he's a fucking jerk off.
I disagree completely with that. I was here for that, and I enjoyed him a great deal. I thought Gene was fun. He had mirth.
I respect anybody that comes out with the biggest box set of all time, and it's just physically in the biggest box, like
Yes.
just the physical box in the
That's
box set
Kiss,
is the
bigger and
biggest.
better. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank
Right.
you.
Like, I want to make a box set of anything and just make the box slightly bigger than the Kiss safe or whatever it was.
And then have the icon deliver it to you. I mean, come on.
How much did it cost? Like $30,000.
Whatever it was worth it.
$30,000.
Whatever it was worth it. That covers airfare, hotel. We think Gene travels coach.
I trademarked the money bag. Cool. Cool.
I'm thinking of going to Rome.
For what?
I don't know. Just want to go.
That's just the spot you were like, oh, I would do well in Rome.
The older I've gotten, the more I want to travel. Like, I'm traveling more.
You want to see the world?
Yeah, I just certain places. Maybe for Christmas. I want to do something. I want to see something,
I guess you went to, was it last Christmas or 2 Christmases ago that you went to Paris?
2 years ago.
Yeah, and you had a great time.
I did. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, I want to go to.
I remember because you were texting me videos going, this is the mall.
Oh, yeah, it was so pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're so impressed by it.
It was so nice. Yeah, the whole giant tree display they had.
Look, here's
It's
the
beautiful.
thing about you. As much as you've traveled, you get impressed by like a little hut that they call the Bobby Fischer Museum.
It was wonderful.
So I would imagine, especially the way you are with architecture, that you would enjoy Rome.
Yeah.
Like, we've done stories about like A-Rod shitting, and you're like, oh, look at the window. And I'm like, okay.
I do. I enjoy
Like,
architecture.
You know, like, I would think that you would really, you'd be like, although, how close is the Leaning Tower of Pizza to
I don't know.
Rome?
but I
'Cause
wouldn't
you'd probably like to see that because you'd be like, holy shit, look at the way it leans.
Isn't that in Italy?
It's in Italy somewhere. What I want to do is
So
go to
is
Rome.
Rome.
I want to go on a
Oh,
cruise.
is it?
Yeah. Where'd you think Rome was?
Don't know.
No.
What?
That's dumb. He's looking at it like it's the verb.
Yeah, I just want to roam.
Wherever I made Rome, they sang about it. Haboo.
You didn't really think that Rome was separate from Italy. You're just being silly.
Sure.
He's just,
You're not that. He probably thought it was a country.
he was just being. Did he really think Rome and Italy were separate, or was he being cute?
He's a fool.
It's all good.
He's not
Is he an
being-
idiot?
It's all good.
Because he's never traveled further than Orlando.
Here's the thing. I feel even stupider now because I ate in Italy.
You would
Last
think
week.
you'd learn at Epcot.
Last week? Oh, yeah, I left Epcot.
Yes.
Because you go like, okay, I see the Italy space. Where's the Rome space?
How come Rome's not a country in Epcot?
So wait, in Rome, though, I'm worried. By the way, thank you very much. Just to wrap this part up, thank you, Cassius in Brooklyn. Makes a great point about Jim being correct. Hello, Cassius.
Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, and Sam.
That's right.
Yeah, Jim, you're totally right on with Clapton. Like, he's just been such a lame-o. After Cream...
But isn't
all
Cassius
those
our most hated
years-
caller?
So what? Cassius has an opinion?
Like he did isn't Cassius, you're the one who
He's difficult, but he has an opinion on it. We talked about vaping with Cassius.
vaping and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
weren't here when
Yeah.
when we talked about Carl the Cuban passing away, and and Cassius within 5 minutes of Carl's death said what we really need to be focusing on is his unhealthy diet.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit
It's
soon.
good opportunity to think about such
He's a hateable
thing.
guy.
It's not trashing him at all.
Right, I know what you're saying.
But go on with to the point of today, Cassius.
Yeah. Today, it's about Clapton post-Cream. There's all those years where all he did was cover a Bob Marley song, "I Shot the Sheriff."
That's right.
And then that stupid song about cocaine.
Yep.
And like that was it. Like for just years and years and
Until Tears in Heaven, which was actually a really good song.
Layla.
I don't like Layla.
I mean,
I forgot cocaine. It's okay. Cocaine. Thank you, Cassius. You're correct. I appreciate it.
people like
yeah,
labor though.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, he did that unplugged in the late 80s, I believe, or early 90s.
Early
now.
90s.
Wait,
maybe.
he did Tears in Heaven there? So his
Yeah.
son, it was in the 90s,
I think it was the early 90s, yeah.
94 maybe, 93. Whenever his son died, which was a terrible story.
Yeah.
50-something stories. Kid jumped up on the fucking windowsill and not realizing the maid had opened the window to clean it, and he fucking slid right out the fucking window.
And that's the end of that.
That was the end of that. And I remember Phil Selman, I want to have back in here, by the way. Comedian I've known for many, many years. And he had a brutal joke that night about it, or that week about it. I couldn't believe it.
The same week?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sad.
It was terribly sad.
Yeah.
Terribly
Yeah.
sad. But the fact that Phil went up and there was like a silhouette of New York, like that was the backdrop for the stage, and he pointed at one of the top windows and commented on who might have just
Oh
fallen
my
out.
God! I mean, I love that he did that within days.
What year did that happen?
That's balls. Probably 92, 93, something.
92, I think.
91.
Connor Clapton, 1991.
91.
So this was like I was in my first or second year of stand-up, and I was probably just starting to host. And I will say that I remember that. It is now 2019, and I remember that moment.
Yeah.
49
I don't
stories.
blame you.
Holy
It's a long
shit.
way.
I mean,
It's terrible.
But so you were saying that you don't think you think Cream's overrated?
No, Cream is great. I think Clapton himself is overrated. I don't like him.
The stuff he did after Cream.
Yeah, in general, I just never loved him, and I don't know why.
What about You Look Wonderful Tonight?
Oh, I forgot.
That's a huge song.
About that. So what?
Big song. Ed Sheeran stole it.
What's the name of that song?
Wonderful Tonight.
Hate it. I'd rather hear Krista Berg sing it. Lady in Red. Oh, just as you did. That's a nice song. This is shitty.
Clapton played the guitar solo on While My Guitar Gently Weeps on the White Album.
See?
Did he? Okay.
I mean, that's
pretty
fucking
pretty
cool.
great.
He played. He's the only musician besides the Beatles. And I guess Yoko Ono. She had a couple little things on the White Album, but
She's very good.
Change the World.
I don't know that one.
How does it go?
Remember that one? That
How's
was
it go,
that was from the Phenomenon movie.
Well, how does it go if you sing it like the way the guy from The Wire sings it?
Yeah.
If I could change the world, if I could change the world.
That's it. That's how it goes.
That's
You
really
don't remember
good.
that song?
I do.
Yeah, good job, Grover. You have a great. You didn't look like Grover.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
This is a huge song.
oh, yeah, this is huge. Yeah.
This is probably his last big song.
But this was like,
It was 92.
So far, it's terrible.
I think,
96, sorry.
you know,
The more fucking stinks. You fucking child. You fucking cunt. This stinks.
the more you play Clapton solo stuff, the more I think a lot of the Clapton solo stuff was just runoff success.
It's
from
all
Cream.
terrible. It sure was.
Yeah.
That's the
a
version I like better.
Yeah, that's a better hit single. Yeah, you know what? I think a lot of Clapton solo stuff was just people who really liked Cream and wanted something. because these songs aren't that good.
Great song, great movie.
They're not.
I would never. Great movie. I would never sit there and go like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to some Eric Clapton solo stuff in my car. Like, you'd be a maniac.
Well, this is not your generation.
No, it certainly is not. But this is like, so this comes out around 93, 94?
96.
Hideous.
96?
This is hideous. Hideous.
No wonder Limp Bizkit came out 4 years later. We needed something.
Yeah, this fucking simp. You know what this is? This is fucking department store rock.
It is.
This is, when I worked at Pergamon, this is the type of thing you'd hear over
adult
the
AC.
loudspeaker.
It really is adult AC.
Adult AC.
Yeah.
Ugh, fucking shit. We were talking about, by the way, is this true? I don't know. Tom in Philadelphia. Maybe we're all stupid. Hello?
Hey guys, well, you're not stupid, but arf, Travis is sort of right.
He is not.
He has no clue. He is, Sam. Shut the fuck up.
Whoa.
Yeah, let Tom speak.
Tom, you are
Sam.
coming in hot. Okay?
Tom is coming in hot.
You are coming in hot.
I think Tom's got a point here.
Here's the deal. Rome is the only city-state in the world. The Vatican City is its own state. So
Right.
technically, Rome, which is the Vatican, is its own country. Travis, arf, motherfucker.
You guys
Stop.
are so
Dumbbell
stupid.
didn't know that,
Didn't
though,
know
Tom. You're
it.
right, but yeah, they have their own laws or whatever. Of course they do. Because we all know who they want to protect, so of course they're not going to be held as liable to other laws. And
Yes.
probably for tax reasons, too. All right, thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate your call.
Yeah, because Travis's comment was not. Travis's comment was like, isn't the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy?
Yeah, if you told him that if Rome was next to Moscow, he would have. All right, I didn't know.
You know, now I got Meathead Mike whispering in my ear.
What's he saying?
Yeah, when he whispers in your ear, does it sound like this? Actually, the Vatican. I have no control over the sound of my voice.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He says that Vatican City is in Rome, and Rome is the capital of Italy.
Yeah, of course it is. Tom was coming in so hot. Like, I didn't know what he was talking
I think
about.
Tom's right. Tom calls in all the time, and he's always right.
He's not always right. Name one other thing he's been right about. You just like that because he agreed with you, which is not going to happen.
He's right about the Rome thing.
Yeah, that's what's
About
today.
telling Sam to be quiet.
That was also today.
That was cool.
Yeah. See, Troy agrees.
But yeah, Vatican City is its own separate entity, not Rome.
Josh in New Jersey has a comment for young Sam.
Yeah, okay.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, Sammy Cuntface.
Yeah.
Stop about Eric Clapton. You're the douchebag who listens to Rob Zombie. He fucking sucks.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you go and fucking rock out to I Could Change the World in your car, and I'm the one that sucks. Yeah, no, you're totally right.
I
Yeah.
disagree that Zombie sucks. I like him, and I didn't realize you were going to come in with such anger for young Sam and his.
Anybody that sits there in their car and is like, oh, I could either listen to Rob Zombie or Eric Clapton right now and chooses Eric Clapton is a loser.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Tears in Heaven or Welcome to Planet Motherfucker.
Yeah, cool, man. No, you're right. I suck. Yeah, sure.
Although you shouldn't criticize Kiss as much because Zombie does have that kind of a.
I think we're all.
No,
doing
I
that.
mean, that's
There
an
is,
art.
there is a
that-
giant
see,
thing walking around on stage, big monster.
There's an makeup and an accent. And like, there's a conversation to be had. But to sit there and go, like, you can't talk shit about Eric
That's it,
Clapton's
yeah.
solo work. You like Rob Zombie. Okay.
Yeah, but Rob Zombie's making like cool movies.
I enjoy Rob Zombie very much, so I
Right.
can't bad mouth Rob
Kiss
Zombie.
made cool movies.
Yeah, what about the Kiss in the Phantom Park?
Fucking awesome movie, dude.
was good.
And Gene was in some movie. He played a bad guy. It was it a Rutger Hauer movie? What was it? Not. I can't. It's probably literally 1984. He was in this movie. Gene did a good.
Detroit Rock City is actually a good movie.
I've never seen it.
I love it.
Can we see his IMDb trial? I want to see what the.
I'm clicking.
How come you won't open it?
He's actually trying to sabotage you, I think, Jim.
Wait, let's see. It was in. I forget what year it was. Go like to the 80s, and Gene was going to be an actor. I remember being so scared that he was going to leave Kiss.
You didn't have to worry
Everybody
about that,
was worried,
did you?
huh?
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh,
Runaway.
what if he finds his true calling is
84.
acting?"
That's right. Well, you see Kiss Meets the Fam in the Park?
I did.
Down. Very good.
It was very, very good. Zach in Florida over there on line 3.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Oh, thank God there's a lid on this
That would
joker.
have been awesome. You would have spilled it all over your soundboard.
And the console. Oh, boy.
Would have been worth it.
Hold on now. All right, we're going to go to Zach in line 3. Yes, they are. Hello, Zach.
Hey, you have a caller that's actually dumber than Travis Tept. Feet previously thought impossible.
Yes.
Rome and the Vatican are two different things. Rome is the capital of a country called Italy.
Yeah.
The Vatican is like a little area in Rome that's its own separate country.
Yeah, that's the Vatican City. That's not all of Rome.
But it is Italy. I mean, it's like calling fucking North Dakota separate. It's North Dakota.
But the point is that Cassius has now gone 3 for 3 with horrible calls.
And Teft is, of course, 0 for 2, along with his little call-in buddy, as usual.
Yeah. Travis and his butt buddies.
That's right.
All right, thank you, Zach.
That's right.
We should break it in a minute. I want to hear. Oh, shit. Sorry, Zach. We have Dane Cook coming in, and I also want to ask Sam about his wrestling is getting a lot of shit today.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it was. I had to hide trying to get out of Sacramento. Everybody was so upset.
They were.
Oh my God.
Do you want to talk about it now, or do you want to
whatever you want.
break and come back? Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
Let's break, piss, and come back. So we don't have to
it's
just do it in 2 minutes.
It's 12 after the hour.
Wah, wah. I'm going to be at the Stress Factory this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 732-545. Ha ha. If you want to come down, I can't wait to get back. It's been years since I've been at the Stress Factory.
Oh, wow.
And then Denver next week. Dane is coming in, and anything you want to promote, young Samuel?
No, but we'll be right back.
Yeah, BRB.
We'll be back with more Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Know what the chorus is?
Lick it up. Yeah, no, I remain unimpressed.
I like this song.
The video's good too.
There are Kiss songs I like.
No, they're just walking through. Is this they're just walking? Yeah, I don't like the video. That was so like 80s.
Yeah, actually, this is one of the worst Kiss songs.
No, I like the chorus.
I mean, I get Lick It Up because Gene Simmons likes to put his tongue out.
Sure.
But
30 million people can't be wrong.
Yeah, they could. There's because, in the grand scheme of things, 30 million isn't that much.
I don't like the fact that they're walking through.
And they look tough.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they are. Obviously. Is that Vinnie Vincent all the way on the right?
Look at Gene looking like very demonic,
The
even though he
pink.
doesn't have paint on. Oh,
He's
good.
good.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
He's cool.
It wouldn't kill Gene Simmons to get on a treadmill.
Okay.
He doesn't need it. He's got a big tongue, big cock.
That's right. Who needs it, right? Sometimes you don't need to do cardio when you got that much.
How 80s is this outfit, though?
It's
like
so
the clothing
80s.
is like this, the post-apocalyptic world, pretty girls on the ground.
It kept him around, though, didn't it?
100%.
It worked.
It was a genius
It was
move.
effective. Did you say genius? Because genius?
I didn't, but it tied in nicely.
I've copywritten the term genius.
And this was a huge hit, this song. A big
Yeah,
video.
it was. Yeah, because they did that MTV special where they all unmasked.
With J.J. Johnson,
Yeah, and it's a big deal. You're like, oh, they look like people.
Can you look up Vinnie Vincent on Wikipedia? I have a question before we talk. Before we wrap this up with Kiss. Did he transition?
Will we ever really wrap it up with Kiss, though?
No.
I don't think so.
No,
There
I mean,
he
we
is.
only got like 2 minutes into that Paul Stanley clip, so.
I don't know why I'm thinking.
Is that
Kiss.
the montage?
Yeah.
You were hoping
appearance.
for the entire first hour?
Was.
Yeah. Yeah. Vinnie Vincent was married to Anne Marie Peters, twin daughters. Anne Marie, unfortunately, murdered in 98
Wow.
after she and Vincent had divorced.
Oh. Why am I thinking that Vinnie Vincent transitioned? Am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't know.
In
Maybe wishful
Kiss?
thinking.
No, there was somebody in Kiss that I read that where someone said it. Maybe they're just making fun of him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could be wrong. Okay.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I was.
What happened?
So I was on the red eye from Sacramento overnight.
What seat?
It had to be a middle seat. Here
A middle seat?
it was. This is how great my reputation, I guess, is in WWE. Because I had a middle seat in an exit row. I thought it was more important to get the exit row and the overhead on a completely full flight than to try to get because there's no first class or anything. So
What do you mean there's no first class?
There's no first class on the plane going back or forth. There's no JetBlue Mint going to Sacramento.
Oh, it was JetBlue. Okay.
Yeah. So, but for whatever reason, they have Mint going to LA. They don't have it going to
San
Sacramento.
Francisco, too.
Yep. Weird that they don't have it going to Sacramento, but I don't know. So, because it was such a full flight, it was either like get an aisle seat in like the last row on the plane,
Right.
or
Emergency row middle.
emergency row middle. And I said emergency row middle. That way I get the overhead. You know what I mean?
Well, you would get the overhead anyway, because if you're last, you board first.
But not until group. That'd still be Group C. I'm trying Group A.
Yeah, JetBlue's completely changed there.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
not just back of the plane to
I'd
the
be.
front of the plane.
That's Group C. I'm not.
Okay.
at the position. I don't need every
Group F.
perk. Yeah, exactly. But it's I need to not be the last of the group.
Understandable. But
at
do they
this point
fly
in my
you
life.
mint?
No.
What?
I don't have to Buckwalls organizing my travel for WWE. Maybe my next deal.
I would talk to Vince.
Well,
Do you want me to tweet at him?
I appreciate you trying to talk to Triple H about getting me on the private jet.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
was getting a lot of jokes all weekend about taking the Greyhound bus because of what Triple H said to you.
So it didn't help your cause?
Unfortunately not.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm still Greyhound status.
Okay.
But I sat in the middle seat in my seat there. I got on the plane first, right away. And the guy who had the window seat next to me worked for WWE. He was like a production person or something. And he goes like, "Oh, are you in the middle? Do you want the window?" And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, of course I want but I have the middle. And he goes, "No, I have the window. Let me take the middle." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, let me take the middle. Sit in the window seat." I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "You shouldn't have to sit in the middle." And he just gave up his window seat on a red eye.
Who was in the aisle? The woman?
Some big fat guy.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So it was and it was the exit seat. Where it's the backwards seat in front of it, so you get the most leg room on the whole plane.
And you got to be careful too, because on those seats, exit rows have 2 rows. The first row in the exit row does not recline because you can't have a chair go back. So if you're getting exit row, like let's just say it's rows 14 and 15, don't take 14 because it will go back into the exit row. It will not recline.
Right.
Second row of the exit row reclines. First row does not.
And the window seat in the second row.
I learned the hard way.
Oh,
Sam,
Jim,
back to you.
Regale us.
Go now.
And the window seat in the second row is the one that doesn't have a full seat in front of it, so there's way more leg room.
I know exactly. I almost want to say that's a 737 plane.
Right.
United used to have them. Where are the other 2 seats? Wait.
It's like the Club Soda Kenny seat.
But wait, are the other, because on some of the planes, the 2 seats in front of you that have are the regular distance, even in the emergency row.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I always would go. I was in, like I said, I was
window
in
seat is the shit.
So I ended up in the window seat. So it was it was
the best.
Very good positioning.
And you're the man I want on the job if, God forbid, there's a water landing.
Yeah, I had it. No problem. But yeah, so last night was Hell in a Cell, and there was a sea of booze that I had to get through to.
What happened at the end?
So like WWE has been building up this character called The Fiend.
Ooh.
For a couple, for months now. And he's like this horror movie monster come to life. And it's actually really working. Like, it sounds like it could be cheesy. And if it's not done well, it definitely could be cheesy. But it wasn't cheesy. Like, people loved this character. And he's only wrestled 1 match, but they have him doing like vignettes and skits and stuff on Raw and attacking people all the time. And it's great. It's awesome. It's just well executed. So,
what is The Fiend? Is he a parent who shirks their responsibilities?
You know what? I think a commentary should be made about that. What's under that mask?
Yeah.
Somebody who litters?
A frowning mom? All right, so The Fiend, I don't know what The Fiend looks like.
So The Fiend, he had the Universal Championship match inside of a Hell in a Cell. And a Hell in a Cell match means anything goes. The ring is surrounded by a cage with a roof on it. You've probably seen the clip of Mick Foley falling off the roof before.
He mentioned that. I'm sure I have. I don't remember it, but
Yes.
I'm sure I've seen it.
That's the Hell in a Cell. Anything goes. There's no getting in. There's no getting out. And there must be a winner.
Who won the match that he was having? Oh, The Undertaker must have won, right?
The Undertaker won that contest, yes.
Why was Mick...
on the top of it?
Yeah.
They started up on top.
Was he Mankind then?
He was Mankind. Yeah, and so this is actually an important historical note. So in this Hell in a Cell match, in the beginning, Mankind gets thrown off the roof through a table on the floor. And so you're probably talking about a legitimate 2-story fall. I mean, that's legit 2 stories.
That's
legit 20 feet.
It's incredible.
Right?
I mean,
The
it
table
holds up
looks fake.
so well.
It's not one of those, like, 20-foot drops that's really 8 feet, and they're like, oh, it's got to be 20 feet. Like, that's a 20-foot
You
drop.
can see how high it is.
And then, after that, in that same match, they went back up on the roof.
Wait, that was in the end?
No,
Oh.
that was the beginning.
Yeah,
They go back up on the roof, and that was supposed to happen. They go back up on the roof after that happens, and like the Undertaker choke slams him, and the cage gives, and that's not supposed to happen. And one of the panels on top breaks, and Mankind falls through the cage into the ring, and you just see him like land with a thud in the middle of the ring, and the ring is like super hard, and it was knocked unconscious legit. Like he didn't remember this match afterwards. He was knocked unconscious. They kept going with the match. There's great footage from a documentary of him backstage after this match asking, did we use thumbtacks in this match? And he's literally got thumbtacks in his arm.
Yeah.
When he's asking. The thumbtacks are still in him.
So wait, is he really unconscious and fucked up there?
There he is, yeah.
Is that the end of the match?
No.
So wait, they come in and check on him.
And then he's like, I mean, this is like 1997, 1998.
98, yeah.
So if this were today, they would have stopped everything immediately. But they didn't know, nobody knew how bad concussions and
But
getting
he really
knocked out
got
and all
fucked
that
up
stuff
here.
are. Really fucked up. But the point is, for historic purposes, this is how you establish like the Hell in a Cell is like.
Where's the cell, by the way?
They raised it so that they could get him out of the ring.
Oh.
Yeah, and get a stretcher at ringside.
So wait, had he already been pinned there?
Here, I think maybe, yeah.
So this is the end.
This part's the end now.
He lost that match.
Unfortunately, he did lose that match. So last night they do the Hell in a Cell, and Seth Rollins unleashes everything he can on the Fiend, and he hits him with his finisher like 4 or 5 times, and the Fiend kicks out. He's like a real. See, there's your Fiend. He's got a mask on. He's got yellow eyes.
Does he wear the mask in the ring?
Yes, while he's wrestling.
I mean, that's kind of.
Well, that's what I mean. If you don't do it right, you could do it really wrong.
Absolutely, yeah. But I remember you were saying something about Kiss. All right, so what happened?
No, we're not talking about. We're actually not talking about that right now. No, because we weren't talking about that right now. Yeah. We've actually moved on to a different topic.
So the monster movie Fiend.
No, we're doing a different thing.
Oh,
now.
okay.
We're talking about old shit.
We really on this show we don't really talk about old shit.
All right, so
as
he's
much.
in this cell and there's hell to be. I understand.
Yeah.
Cool,
We're
awesome.
not talking about that anymore.
Yeah.
This is a different thing.
Yeah, I understand. I can't believe Gene sticks his tongue out.
No,
All right.
that's a different deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not really talking about that right now. But so Seth has to, kind of unleash everything he can. He's throwing weapons on him, and he's doing all this stuff, just anything he can do, because the Fiend just won't be defeated. He doesn't know, he's impervious to everything. So eventually he ends up dumping a whole bunch of weapons on him and hitting him with a toolbox full of stuff, and he finds a sledgehammer under the ring. And he looks at the sledgehammer, and he's like, do I really have to do this? Do I have to cave this man's skull in tonight? I think I'm going to hit him in the face with a sledgehammer right now. I think it's all I can do to keep my Universal title. And the referee is saying, Seth, don't do it. Don't hit the Fiend with a sledgehammer. And Seth is going, referee, I respect your opinion, but I think I have to hit this Fiend with a sledgehammer right now. And he goes for it, and the referee calls for the bell and stops the match. And I mean, everybody's like, what the fuck?
Did he use the sledgehammer?
I don't think he may have. I don't even remember if he did or not. This is a video game we're looking at. This is
Why do we have that?
That wasn't real life. That was a video
That
game.
picture is amazing.
You know what? I'll be honest.
Great graphics, right?
As much as Troy is a monumental dumbbell, but I thought that was just sped up actual footage.
Yeah, no, that was a video game we were
Thank you,
looking
Sam.
at. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that happened once during a Tyson fight too.
It did.
Mike Tyson knockout. Yeah.
It's tough to see sometimes. So the referee stopped the match, and everybody's going like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Wait, did he get the sledgehammer or no?
He had the sledgehammer. He might have hit him. I don't know if he hit him or not. I don't remember.
Has anyone ever used a sledgehammer in a match?
Of course.
No.
In a Hell in a Cell. Yes.
How about a gun?
Of course. No, they have not. Firearms are not allowed. Yeah. You can get past some of the laws of assault.
Sure.
But not the manslaughter laws. You can't do it. But yeah. So people start booing because the referee called the match, and it's like the whole point of a Hell in a Cell is that you can't, there's no disqualification. There's no calling the match. What are you
Sure.
talking about? It's just a no contest. And then the Fiend gets up. He was playing possum the whole time. And I'm sitting there going, well, why didn't the Fiend stop playing possum before the referee called the match? Because now he can't win because the match is over. Why would you play possum to the point that they stop the match? Now you can't win the title anymore, right?
Was it a title fight?
Yeah.
Who has the title?
Well, Seth still does because they called the match.
Well, how is he if he's disqualified?
You can't change the title on disqualification.
Oh.
And so then they start they fight with each other after the match, and everybody's just booing it because they're like, what? And they're literally chanting, restart the match, restart the match, restart the match. And then the lights go out. And then the pay-per-view goes off the air. And then the lights come back on, and everything, the ring's empty and everything. And the crowd realizes that,
it's really done.
This is the evening's over. Your entertainment for the evening has concluded. And I mean, furious people.
Is there any? I want to hear some. I heard they were booing. Is there any? We used to this. Might be some Twitter videos. Of
Oh yeah, there's lots of videos from the floor itself.
Did Rob send you any? He said he was gonna find something.
Yeah, he had one up.
Oh,
yeah, we had it up.
Yeah, you had it up during the break.
Oh, what?
Before you started watching? What do you mean? What happened to it? You're sitting at the computer.
You're playing video games.
You were watching video games.
No, not that one.
That's Cardi B. No, it's not in the thing. He had it
Well,
up.
I closed it out.
Where's Rob? Where's Rodney? Troy gets easily confused.
Yeah.
You need to leave Post-its for him so he knows what's happening.
Go to Twitter.
He gets very easily confused and he'll start. Did
Click on the hashtag.
Did you see him play the video game video?
I did.
Yeah.
On the left, hashtag. There you go. Go to. Nope.
What?
He's looking up people.
No, people are not going to cancel the subscription.
No, of course not.
That's not it. No.
There's no cell.
No, not at all. That's The Rock.
Old video. And now you're looking at still images.
Now you see the hashtag on the left?
Yeah. That's what.
Click on that.
Okay.
Now go to sports. God bless you, Frank.
How's Frank doing in there anyway?
Sneezy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, a little cold.
Yeah, just a bit.
The
right
weather
there.
change.
Right there.
Right here.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Look at that. Look who found it.
Let's hear it. Guy's a big fat guy with a sign. Seth Rollins is not cool. Good one.
I mean, those are right. There's better videos than that.
That was a little non-eventful.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Let's find some other ones.
Do you feel a little bit justified, Troy, that everybody's giving you a hard time, and then the video that Rob pulled up was really not a great video anyway?
Yeah.
Well,
it was dumb, wasn't it?
It's not the video that we pulled up. It's a whole thread, and it will contain a bunch of videos.
All right, let's hear this one. They're chanting. No, right, that one. That's what I want to hear right there. They're chanting
Scroll.
refund.
Yeah.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah, it got pretty loud. Like when it first started, it was like, oh, they're just kind of goofy. Oh, no, that's
something
everybody.
fun. Something fun. They had
Yeah.
fun.
Oh,
we had
we
fun.
fun.
We had fun. We
Yeah.
had fun.
Here you go. This is after the show's over.
Yeah.
That'd be great if there was a riot.
But you see, they're just kind of standing there like they're
What the fuck? Yeah,
Like there's got to be more. Yeah, and I was sitting in the back like, I got to kind of sneak out of here before. I don't know if I should just kind of wait and let everybody disperse.
Why would they be mad at you? They know you didn't do
I
it.
just don't want the energy. Although it was funny because once you leave, like everybody's still leaving with their souvenir chairs and everything. Like,
They didn't
of
leave
course,
their chairs?
no.
That's so cool that they have chairs you can take.
If you sit on the floor, yeah.
Really smart.
Yeah, if you sit on the floor for any of the big shows. Yeah, they were still like wearing their Hell in a Cell t-shirts and leaving with their chairs and wanting like little pieces to have of the memory.
How much do they charge for those chairs?
I don't know, bro. I get them comped.
But for the average scum.
I don't know, to tell you the truth. I mean, they're not cheap, but,
500?
I have no idea.
I just leave mine there.
What happened to
Does
the lights
anybody
just
leave
now?
their chair? What?
Some of the lights just turned off.
I didn't even. Troy, did you hit that? No. I didn't notice.
Yeah. The light, see, like, right up here.
That's not me, though.
I didn't blame. What are you
No, I was
so
only
defensive?
asking. Well, sometimes Troy bumps into the lights.
You're looking back at me.
Because that's where the light switch is.
Yeah, sometimes you bump into it.
You can't turn them off individually, though.
No.
I wouldn't know. I wonder why they did that.
No, I have no idea, to tell you the truth. I have no clue. I don't know if that was the intended result. If they were like, oh, we should get everybody to not like how this ends. I don't know. Maybe there was a reason for them to want the pay-per-view to end on a sour note. It's a weird choice, though. Very odd choice.
Maybe we aren't seeing the forest, the trees.
That's right. That's right.
But the trees cause paper.
Okay.
Cause paper? They don't cause. It's not. Paper isn't because of the trees. You can make paper out of the trees, but it's not the cause. That's not what that means.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Yes.
But other than that,
Paper comes from the trees.
No, I know that.
It's a fact.
Yeah, I got that. But other than that, it was a good pay-per-view. Except then, when you end on that note, it becomes very, very difficult to be like, oh, it was a good show otherwise, right? And everybody's like, what difference does that make?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened there?
Co-main event was no good. Who was the main event?
That was the main event.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was it. That was the Universal Championship match.
Maybe why would the ref disqualify them? Maybe they're trying to get more MMA rules now that Kane showed up.
It's in a Hell in a Cell.
Oh, still. The Athletic Commission might not go for that jazz.
No, that's true. Yeah, and Cain Velasquez showed up on Friday Night SmackDown.
Anyone that thinks that Kane isn't in good enough shape, that's the shape Kane's always in, and he's a machine.
Wrestling fans made fun of him. They said he should kept his T-shirt on. He would have looked more intimidating.
Yeah, well, he's not all steroided up. Like, he's just naturally a fucking big, strong murderer.
Yeah, that's what my take on it was, Kane could kill everybody. See the light go back on?
Yes, it did, because you said the right thing.
Yeah, that was the Lord shining down on me. You're right. Kane could kill everybody. Yeah, I'm
beat
excited.
the shit out of Brock when they fought.
Yeah, I like that he's there in WWE. I'll watch a WWE match with Kane and Brock.
Well, his last loss, I believe, was he fought Francis Ngannou, and it was a brutal first-round knockout.
One-sided?
Not a good fight. And I was shocked. Everyone thought Kane will will take him down. Because, again, Kane never gets tired.
Right.
So he'll wear on him, he'll tire him out, keep him up against the fucking Kane. Ngannou knocked him out in the first. I mean, it was a devastating. So maybe he's just like, fuck this.
Yeah, I don't want to have to go through that again. Plus, I'm sure there's a lot of money for him in the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah, but he's not 100% buff, but he almost never was when he fought.
He's a little doughy.
He's always been a little, but again, guys like him and Cormier, two guys that have never ever get tired, both have that.
And once he gets in the ring, if he's kicking people's asses, nobody's gonna care.
Yeah, it's weird. That's just his build. Like Fedor was never cut. Some guys are just not ripped. Most heavyweights are not ripped, other than Francis and a couple other ones.
And especially UFC guys, because they're not training for aesthetic.
No,
they're training to be effective.
Yeah, maybe he has a couple extra pounds because that's when he bloats back up after. Actually, no, as a heavyweight, he wouldn't even cut. I don't think he committed 265. Yeah. He wouldn't be cutting. That's just his build.
He's a little bit of a muffin top.
A little bit, yeah, but
when you say that to his face, though,
I will not do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to have a muffin top if you could just squeeze people's heads off their necks.
He choked me once.
How did it feel?
Really very difficult to deal with.
Grim?
Very grim prospect. I'm only alive due to his generosity.
Yeah, it was nice that he didn't kill you in that moment.
And he could have.
He could have. He's amazing. He's done a couple of pro wrestling matches in Mexico, and he can do like flying leaps off the top rope and stuff. He learned how to do all kinds of aerial stuff.
He did.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see.
He's a great athlete. I mean, and this
he
will
is
probably
a really good athlete.
And I wonder if if fans will like him. I'm surprised they knew who he was because he's not the biggest name in UFC.
No, you're right. But he's, as far as UFC guys that would make a good transition over to wrestling, he's pretty high on the list. They had on the same show because WWE had their premiere on Fox, so it was a big show because it's network television.
Right.
They had Cain Velasquez come out at the end, and then in the middle, they had Tyson Fury do an angle with Braun Strowman.
These guys all like wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, you get to you don't have to worry about getting injured.
Do you think Connor would
just watch Mick Foley?
Well, yeah, that's.
Wait, I mean, look,
and the sledgehammer disqualification.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly, they've changed the rules now, so they'll end a Hell in a Cell match with the use of certain weapons, so you don't have to worry about that as much.
Do you think Connor would do well in wrestling?
He would excel to the utmost level. Connor's a guy that would only have to actually have matches like once every few months because he could get the job done just showing up to arenas and talking. And yeah, he would
tormenting
excel.
people and doing shit like his antics.
Yes, his antics would be welcomed. And then, he would just do some crazy shit in the ring. I think he'd be great. He'd piss off wrestling fans on the reg.
Do you think?
Yes.
I wonder how fans, like old UFC fans, I mean MMA fans would. I guess those that like both. Would.
Do you think MMA fans, like you're an MMA fan, are you interested in seeing Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar in a wrestling ring?
None.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of people like both.
A lot of people like both. Yes.
I have zero interest in it.
Right. Because
but a lot of people love both. But
yeah.
then again, I don't even care about watching Brock fight anymore.
Right. That's true. Yeah. You said you didn't even care if Brock went back to UFC.
No, I don't. I'd rather, the million guys rather see fight than Brock. But again, I get why he's so big draw. I would watch it.
I'm sure there are a lot of like wrestling fans that didn't care when CM Punk went to UFC.
100%. Yeah.
Right.
Those two sports have a big crossover.
Yes.
Their fans are like watching people kick the shit out of each other.
I do want to see Tyson Fury in a wrestling ring. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, they better hope he holds back.
I know.
If he fucking unloads, somebody is going down.
That's like when they had Floyd Mayweather do a wrestling thing. He did. You didn't come with me that year, did you? You remember when Floyd Mayweather he did a match with the Big Show?
Yeah, I remember he broke his nose. Right?
Yeah, and the Big Show goes like, "I want you to hit me for real because we want to make people believe in this thing." And Floyd's like, "Okay, I'll hit you for real." And he punched him once and broke his nose.
Yeah. It's not hard to break your nose if you know how to do it.
Right. But that's what I mean. That's what you remember.
Did the Big Show go like, oh no, I can't do this?
No. You see the aggression that people feel because you saw it in his eyes. When he got his nose broken legit, you could see him completely change and he wasn't doing wrestling anymore. He just had all that angry aggression. He was like, okay, hit me hard, but then you better fucking run. Because I'm going to get angry, I think. And Big Show
he's a giant. We interviewed him once, and he's a
big man.
He's alive, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's doing the wrestling?
He's doing a Netflix show.
What is it?
He's getting like a scripted TV show.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Big fucking man.
He's a good dude.
He has just a regular wife and kids, right?
And he's slimmed down a lot. He's got like a six-pack now.
Can you imagine dating his daughter, and that's the guy you have to talk to?
I'd be super bummed out. I'd be super bummed out. He just puts his hand down on the table. He's got hands like Andre had, like where he's holding the beer can, and it looks like it's one of those like 90-calorie cans.
Let me see him and his family. He's probably really nice around the house.
Big Show?
Yeah, big sweet guy.
I think that's his Hollywood family. I don't think that's his real family. I think that's
it's not a reality show?
No,
said
it's scripted. I think it's
okay.
his television. He's doing like a sitcom.
Oh.
Like a family sitcom.
He's a big man. Do you think people hit on his wife when he goes out to a bar with her?
I don't think it's an issue. I don't think he has to deal with that kind of riffraff.
Especially knowing what he does for a living. Like, that's a guy that can take getting hit.
Yeah.
He likes aggression.
Right.
Well,
it's a petite woman.
What's that?
That's a petite woman.
Well, I wouldn't know. She's next to a giant.
That's true. She could be 6'7". You can't tell.
Yeah, she could be muscular and regular and good tall.
Because what do you do if you get in a fight with the Big Show, though? You got to punch up.
That's the best way to do comedy.
Punching up. I don't like punching down in any scenario.
He would just slap you. Like him slapping you would be awful.
He could just ball up his fist and just bonk you on the top of the head.
It's fucking humiliating.
It'd be humiliating.
How humiliating to be at the top of your head bonked.
Do you think the Big Show could shove you if he wanted to and do some damage with a shove?
That's all. Yeah, he literally throw your back out. He push you against the wall and hurt your back.
One-handed shove.
Especially if he's angry for real.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a real buzzkill.
He's probably got a monster hog.
You hope.
I hope so. For the Big Show's sake. I really hope so.
Anything under 10 is laughable on his frame.
That's the problem. It has to be gigantic to look average.
Yeah. You're right.
Because everything else is so big.
Hey, look, I'm a big fan of the NBA, obviously, because they have integrity as an organization.
That's right.
I admire professional sports teams. They tweet they regret their tweet supporting democracy. They pissed off the Chinese.
Well, you don't even need to piss off the Chinese. You know what I mean? You're a national organization. You don't need to. You're an international organization. You don't need to get the Chinese all upset.
Crazy.
Yeah.
China suspended business with the Houston Rockets.
Who knew that China was in business with the Houston Rockets?
Was it
China
Chow
really
Min?
has
Is
their
that the
hands
guy's
on
name?
everything.
Chow Min,
Yao Ming?
Yeah, sorry, Yao Ming is the guy who was the ball player that they signed. So the Chinese took an interest because he's a big star on that team.
Yeah, sure.
And I get money being important and you don't want to, but you're literally not even taking a big risk supporting democracy.
No, it's not a controversial stance. But you know what? Even if it means going against supporting democracy, you can't fuck with the money.
Nope, they have backlash. NBA expresses regret. What a fucking,
So
again,
what's the story?
he tweeted something.
So the Rockets GM
Yeah.
tweeted, I think it was just like the photo of whatever the logo is for
Stop
this.
stuttering. Stop saying
You don't
the-
even
the-
know the
the-
story.
Yes, I do. He tweeted support for the Hong Kong protesters.
Right.
Probably got
And
he must have gotten in so much trouble.
Yao
Can
Min
you
said
mention-
we're
can you mention
pissed off.
The phone call that he got from the NBA.
Or I don't know if it was more the NBA or the Rockets president.
Oh, maybe
or
it was
whoever's
just a
over him at the
Rockets
Rockets.
So
he's
pissed.
the GM, Daryl Morey. He supported the protests.
The Democratic protests.
Yeah, of course, for the protesters. And I don't know his exact wording, but I do know that they deleted the tweet. Can you go on the tweet where he expresses regret?
I love when people are like, I'm just going to delete this tweet. We'll pretend it never happened. I don't know if it works that way.
Do you think he wrote that apology on his own?
Oh, no.
Let me read the apology.
That was
I'm
a
going to guess, no, it was the Rockets.
Carefully and corporately crafted apology.
And maybe they're just like, shut the fuck up about world events.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an okay stance to take. It's you figured out a job in basketball. Just talk about sports.
Here's what he said. I did not intend my tweet to cause any offense to Rocket fans and friends of mine in China. Basically,
fans.
supporting democracy. He didn't want to offend people by supporting democracy. I was merely voicing one thought based on one interpretation of one complicated event.
Oh.
I have had a lot of opportunities since that tweet to hear and consider other perspectives. Like, yeah, these fucking pro-democracy protesters, they might be wrong.
Maybe it's not the best thing after all. Maybe democracy is good for us, but not for other people.
I have always appreciated the significant support of our Chinese fans and sponsors have provided, and I would hope that those who are upset will know that offending or misunderstanding them was not my intention. My tweets are my own and no way represent the Rockets or the NBA. I get him saying that because the Rockets are probably like, look, fuckhead.
Yeah.
We don't want you tied into us if you're going to say shit about people who are paying money.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the Rockets saying,
"Hey,
don't tweet about world events. Just talk about basketball." That's fine. You're just protecting your corporate interest. But to be so transparent as to delete the tweet and then come out with that ridiculous
it is
apology,
kind of a disgrace
it's
because
ridiculous.
Because it wasn't about supporting the liberals or the conservatives. It was supporting pro-democracy protesters.
It's just supporting people.
I've heard other opinions.
Like what?
like the billions of dollars are at stake.
Could you express the opinions? What are they?
The team owner.
Yeah.
The team owner opinions.
Yeah, the team owner said that he would fire me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't like that opinion.
Yeah, that's an opinion I didn't care for.
By the way, I thought maybe this morning when I walked in, you might get a little scared and consider me far more dangerous than I was the last time you saw me. Do you?
No.
You want to hear something?
Okay.
I saw the Joker. Now are you scared? A little scared?
Ooh.
I
Surprised
saw
you
it.
didn't come in blasting.
Oh yeah, you guys watch out. I saw the movie.
I'm a little scared now.
I saw the movie.
I'm glad I'm behind this glass.
Scared, Troy?
A little bit.
Okay, that's what I thought. I saw it.
I was going to see it and I did not. What'd you think?
It's really good.
Okay.
I mean, I think that all this controversy definitely helped the film. It made like $93.5 million over the
More
weekend.
than any other movie in October.
October is a dead month.
Were there any incels in your theater?
Yeah, a couple of guys invited me to go. I was like, you sure? With me? Really? Yeah, no. I mean, I went when I was in Sacramento. It was really weird. I guess Sacramento is just not that popping because the theater was only half full. And I was like, I wonder if this is just Sacramento or this isn't that popular of a movie theater. But it was also one of those like one screen movie theaters. So maybe it was just the theater. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, look, it's like super dark, but it's also the origin story of a villain.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, it's really funny because the reason I think that a lot of the press is going, this glorifies people like the Joker. This glorifies the villains. Is because they go through this thing with the Joker feeling good because when he starts committing crimes, all the headlines come out and say Joker vigilante and joke, and he likes how he's covered in the press.
Right.
But nobody's sitting here going like, oh yeah, there's one layer deeper in this film. It's like we could start thinking of why would somebody like this character feel good about what he did? Why do people respond this way? Why does the press respond this way? But we can't really even go that deep with it. They're just going like, oh, no. He looks like he's having a good time. We can't show this movie.
Well, the press doesn't, the one thing they never talk about is why do we cover it the way we do, which has been proven to contribute to it.
Right.
They won't do that story.
And it's literally a theme in the movie. Like it's right there. And I have not heard that come up yet.
No, it's funny. They don't.
They didn't mention that.
Boy, they really just they really understand what to talk about and what not to talk about.
But as I watched, I was like, I can't imagine that anybody's take on this would be that this is going to create serial killers or mass shooters or it made no sense to me.
Why is Gary Glitter going to make money on this? There's a convicted pedophile, Gary Glitter, set to earn big royalties from the Joker. Why?
Because that na hey is used in a scene.
Oh, they use it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I didn't even think about that. I guess that's not that good that you're going to give him money, I guess, but it didn't make me think about pedophiles, but
it's the first thing I think of when I hear that song. Honestly, is him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could have used a different song in the scene they used it in, but that's funny. I wonder if the filmmaker even thought of that.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I'm gonna get, but no one said to him about it. Guy's a pedo.
Yeah,
they don't use it in sports arenas anymore.
Right? They don't. No, you don't hear it in. But he's dancing to he's a villain. He's dancing to a pedophile song. Maybe
that's why they met that their excuse. Well, he's a villain.
He's a villain. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
De Niro was good in it.
Of course he was.
Yeah, look,
good for Bob. 2 big movies in the 2-month period.
He's crushing it. October and November. It was hot girl summer. It's hot Bob autumn. There's no doubt about it.
I like how that sounds. Hot Bob autumn.
Hot Bob autumn. Get the word out to Robert De Niro's people. It's hot Bob autumn.
Yep.
And if he gets back to you, save those voicemails.
That whole lawsuit, I know her casually from his office.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Like you interacted?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was always very nice to me. Mm-hmm. But De Niro, her name is Chase, they sued Graham Chase Robinson. I didn't know her first name was Graham.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the photos. I'm like, oh, I never realized. She's was, I guess, one of his main, started as an assistant and then became like the head of his production company or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She left abruptly, and I remember Jonathan calling me, goes, Chase, like we couldn't believe that she was gone because she was like his right hand. And Canal is suing her for $6 million, saying she watched a lot of Netflix, didn't do her job. She, I guess, overspent, according to them. And her counter suit is $12 million, saying that it was gender discrimination, that he had her doing. She's not saying he harassed her. Like, I'll say that. She's not saying, oh, he tried to make me fuck her. Nothing like that.
But she's saying hostile work environment?
Maybe. But again, he's, as you're an assistant and your boss is De Niro and he yells sometimes, who gives a fuck? That's part of being an assistant.
Yeah, I do feel like.
What do you expect?
She's making a lot of money.
$300,000 a year.
And I do think that if you're making $300,000 and you're De Niro's assistant, you might just understand that the reason it's $300,000 is because sometimes Bob yells.
And by the way, I hate to inform everyone in Hollywood, but every time there's a shitty actor who yells, that's not newsworthy. And it's not surprising because everyone in the world has a boss they don't like at times. Like,
yeah, but we love
we do.
He's there's good things happening for De Niro now. He's in the Joker movie. He's in the Scorsese movie. Oh, this is good. Guess what we have? Footage of him yelling at people.
Audio of De Niro yelling in 2012, by the way, I believe this is from. And
you remember how much we loved that Christian Bale, like yelling on the set of Terminator. And I don't mean we, like as in you and me. I mean we, the collective.
And I did love it. And he was probably right with what he was saying, but the way he did it was wrong.
I think there's a difference between when we play something like this and have fun with it and go like, oh, it's kind of funny to hear him.
Yeah, I don't want to
yelling.
get in trouble.
No, because we all understand what was happening.
And I love him. And he also didn't hit his mother. I mean, I love the guy. But no, him yelling at a guy. And he was right to be pissed off because that guy obviously is an unprofessional idiot to do that while he's in his sight line.
Yeah.
But he yelled at him in front of a lot of people. That guy's not his assistant. He should have taken that guy aside and said, look, you got to stop with this. Or he could have said, sir, can you please? Yelling at your assistant to a voicemail is different.
Yeah.
And whatever. He's fucking, so what? He yelled at you in a voicemail. Big deal.
Yeah.
But whatever. She's, she's suing and she's saying that he asked him to scratch his back. And that's, but she's like, he asked me to do like woman's duties, but she didn't say he harassed her sexually at all. And I'm sure he didn't. I mean,
was she there for 13 years? Is that right?
I want to say a little less. I could be wrong.
Oh, 11, roughly 11. Yeah. I mean, it just feels like this is one of those ugly
back and forth things.
Yeah. Back and forth.
Hey, we got a break because we got Dane coming in. I'm not sure if he's outside yet, but we have in 10 minutes. Let's just take a break.
By the way, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Awesome.
He was great, right?
Awesome. He should get nominated.
Yes.
He was fantastic. Although, and we will break right now, I just will say, and we could maybe talk about this tomorrow, nobody's ever played the Joker bad. I was thinking about this. There's never actually been a bad Joker, and I'm starting to think that maybe he's just a really easy character to play.
Probably.
They haven't screwed it up.
Batman.
I stand corrected. We'll be right back with Dane Cook.
Yes, we will.
We'll be back with more Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hey, Mike Montone fan. Welcome, Dane Cook.
Yeah, I haven't heard this song in a long time.
Yeah, that's because the guy did is a pedophile.
That's probably why nobody plays it.
Gary Glitter?
Yeah.
Except our producer is like, you guys should come back from break with.
Well, it's in the Joker. Can you hear this song and not think of him being a pedo?
No, I said it to my friend as we were watching the movie. I was like, I can't believe they're using this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just reading an article about how, that they were getting shit before about, it glorifying murderers or whatever. And now that people have actually seen the movie, they're like, he's playing that pedophile song in the movie?
And so wait a second, where is Gary Glitter even alive?
He was in Thailand. I don't know if he's in jail or not.
Oh, so he's getting a residual. He's getting a
or at least the Glitter family is.
Do you think maybe they paid him in kids?
Look, we don't have the cash up front, but we have 4 kids.
I want 300 lads. 300 lads is my price. Yeah, no, I don't. I haven't heard anything from him. I'm not sure if he went to jail or not, but I know he was. They don't play it in the arenas anymore.
Yeah. I can't, even just talking a little bit about it, it is an infectious song, right? Like the second we start talking about it, I can hear the trumpets and the whole thing in my head. It's
great song.
It is a catchy song.
Well, that's the problem. Then you start celebrating and you're like, uh-oh, what are we celebrating?
Yeah.
You can't think about it too much.
Right. You're
because you don't think about sports anymore.
No, you think about, and just Gary Glitter, and then you kind of get a visual with the whole thing, and you just see him with the kid and throwing glitter in the air.
Right. To the song, like he's holding the kid, hey! Throwing him up in the air.
Right. Like it was quirky and kind of silly before, and then you realize what it was, and you go like, oh no.
Now the hey is like a kid putting their hands up like, hey! nah, hey! Like Axl Rose in the studio. Didn't he have like a chick in the studio that he was like, it was one of their big songs where the girl's moaning in the back, right? It's like Welcome to the Jungle, and like the story is they're really having sex, and that's
where they got the audio from?
That's the real audio of the girl being like, ah!
Is that the song? Rocket Queen?
That's right. Yeah.
And what's happening? Is he fucking her in the back? Can you hear it?
You can hear her moaning.
That's awesome.
That's legit, and they tape that?
Yeah, that's like legendary.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's the difference between being a rock star. I just wouldn't be able to pull it off. The audio would be her going, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. I'm nervous.
The real trick would be is if a comic could somehow do that on their album.
Oh, yeah.
Real fuck sounds?
Right? You're just telling like a blowjob story and you hear like...
Yeah, I added in, it's a themed album. I actually added in real blowjob noises. And you're like, that makes it creepy. There's something about, now you're describing it and that's happening to you. It's not, it's real life now.
I haven't seen you in a long time, Dane. I mean,
know, man.
I guess you're still in LA and you're on the road.
Yeah.
How How are things?
It was good, man. I just came back and did Radio City a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, I saw your tweet. You enjoyed it?
Oh my God. It was, one of those gigs that you kind of like overhype it. It's too much. You're so excited or you think about it, a little bit too long. It can happen sometimes. You have like a TV gig too, and you're so in your head about it. And it was, I'm like, it's Radio City and the marquee and the whole thing. And then like within a minute of my set, I grabbed the mic to move it and it broke.
What?
And it was just one of those things. I'm like, and I said on stage, I'm like, this is fucking Radio City. And they were like, the shit's breaking. And I looked over to the side and a guy just went like this. Some guy I didn't even know who was in charge of the mic.
Yeah, you can't touch it. He has to bring it out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But it like put me in the right headspace to like be like, okay, I'm just gonna rant for a second, even though it's Radio City and you're kind of out there.
It's just any other auditorium now.
It just kind of it became just a big hall with broken shit.
But you've done so many bigger gigs than that for you, like that's not as overwhelming as it would be for other comics because you've seen crowds that's not a
It's really more than anything. It's not necessarily the crowd size. It's just that for me, I don't know how. I know everybody's different, but like I know the minute I walk into a gig, like into the dressing room, if I'm in the right, like memento. What is that? Like
headspace?
Momentum and headspace. Yeah. I know right away. I can just feel it. And that was one of those days where I was like, the second I got in there, I'm like, I don't know what's like if I'm like low blood sugar here or something, but I felt it. I really did. What can
throw you?
What's that?
What can throw you? Like what's something that will say, oh, fuck man, I'm not in this place I need to be?
Dude, it's so weird because I've always been like a better under pressure kind of performer. And I've had definitely like whether it's the size of the event or the pressure for me to perform because either there's like a love or an animosity. My worst gigs are when I walk in and I'm kind of flat and chill. Like if I'm really relaxed and I don't have a lot of like back against the wall in my head, that's pretty bad, man. So those are the worst gigs over the years.
When you feel calm.
When I'm really relaxed. Yeah, when I just kind of saunter
that's
into
funny.
a place.
That's like the opposite of a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've just I've always had that thing where it's like somebody could be like screaming in my face before about something and I'm completely distracted and then I go out there and those are the ones that always for whatever reason tend
you just
to like
need that shot out of a cannon energy.
Yeah.
Just like I just have
I've always dug that.
Yeah.
Do you know one of the best shows I had in a while? I was in Australia and I was pissing. I remember this show and they announced my name and I was in midstream and I'm like, there's no way. And the panic sets in when the music's playing and you're not walking out and the host is there. So I walk out.
You took a drink?
Yeah, I was pissing, refilling my cup. And I take my piss, I finish. My manager's panicking. He's like, So I just went on stage and I made fun of him for I'm like, what the fuck are you going to do? I'm pissing. And that weird thing that happened, that stress right before of knowing, it made the gig amazing.
Right.
Like it just, cause I opened up with something I didn't plan on opening up with, and you're talking about something and you're thinking about something other than the size of the gig or other than what I'm really doing up here, which is hoping it doesn't go poorly.
Yeah.
And it puts you in the right headspace.
Yeah. I just, it's kind of cool when don't you think too, that's also a product of, obviously we came up and I came out of Boston, which was very rambunctious, and you kind of had to, fight past other guys that were just up there slaying, and then you come to New York City and everybody's fucking busting balls, and it's like if you lean back, then they sense it, and then you get hazed, and I just feel like we're just pressure players, where it's like it's better for us if there's some kind of anarchy going on.
A distraction, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
like I love when somebody just told me like a fight happened right before the Radio City gig.
Yeah.
And I heard when I got out there and the thing with the mic, and I still heard they were settling people down. I don't know who's fighting when they go to Radio City, but Roland just told me he's like two girls got in a huge fight, and
I'm more impressed
like
that you knew what Roland was saying.
I like
Radio City.
Roland needs to come with closed captioning. Yeah, he just needs a digital shirt that actually like hears him through a mic. And
but you like that it was like
I do.
There's something, and now I have to grab the audience right now,
dude. I don't know, man. I'm just weird. It's not to. I'm not. I'll try to be as like non-bummer about this. But like the night my dad died, it was like I was on stage and I had an amazing set, even though I had all that on my mind, and it was like this heavy, just I don't know. I'm more comfortable in my skin being uncomfortable.
Did you tell the audience that he died or no?
Yeah.
You did? In the beginning or what part of the set?
I was about maybe 10 minutes in, and I finally was like, hey, just, full disclosure. And of course they laughed. Nobody really believed that I would be up there at first doing this.
This is a setup. Where's he going?
Yeah,
Where's
exactly.
he going?
Worst setup ever for no punchline in particular about my pop. But it was just, the set itself was like, I don't know. I just remember coming off and being like, okay, I'm good under pressure, I guess.
Do you know when Joan Rivers' husband committed suicide, she said the one thing she wanted to do was go on. She couldn't because everybody knew what had just happened, so it would have been too weird. But she was like, all I wanted to do was just go on stage and do it.
It's got to be nice that you have that distraction where you're not allowed to kind of sit there and think about what's actually going on in your life. Like, you have to be concentrating on what you're doing. So for the next hour, you aren't allowed to think about the fact that this terrible thing just happened. You're there, and it's the ultimate distraction, right?
Right. And yet, how many years are you in now?
Since 1929.
Yeah, I'm 29.
1929?
No, 1990, 29. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah, I started. Yeah, they were doing I used to work speakeasies.
We get thrown in the hooskow. It's that thing, too. It's like, after all those years of just consistently getting up there and putting ourselves not only on stage, which is pressure, but having to, I don't know what the worst day of your life is that you brought to the stage, but it is kind of a dare I say magical thing of like, this is comedy and tragedy right now at its most heightened.
Yeah, sometimes they don't understand how, like, what you're really thinking when you're saying those things. Like, there's been times where I was amazed, like, they have no idea that I'm actually really saying this, like, or they have no idea that I'm kidding as much as I am. But the crazy things that have gone through my head on stage that have no connection to my joke, or I don't know what it is. Like, I'll be getting a laugh or a joke won't work, and I'll think of something that I know I can't say out loud.
Right. Well, there's got to be a freedom in that, I guess, that you can say things out loud, because there's like people will go, oh, he's probably just joking, and you go, yeah, maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. Like, but you can say those things that you couldn't possibly get off stage and just say it at a table with people.
Well, we have to address things too, like in humor, like, if your dad dies or if your girlfriend dumps you, like, singers are easy. They're lucky. I want to dedicate this song. It's called Mother, Where Are You? They can just go up there and fucking sing their nice song that they've already had.
Right.
You can't do that in stand-up.
Right. They can't change the words depending on how they're feeling when they hit the stage that night.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's like, you can go up there and talk about like, oh yeah, I was thinking about killing myself the other day, and nobody's sitting there going like, oh, Jim, do you need somebody to talk to? Because they'll just sit there and watch you work through it and tell jokes about it.
Yeah.
No. Right? Instead, you just see a guy in the front row, like a shit-eating grin, like, all right, baby, what'd you do?
And there's a couple of people that really get it, and they really understand it. And they're like, oh, I'm happy someone is... it's funny with Boston guys. So many funny guys come out of Boston. It's such a great place for stand-up.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of looking on YouTube, because every guy in Boston talks about Gavin and Sweeney. Those are the guys. And there's a lot of other ones, but those are the two main.
Yeah.
And I really have never watched either one of those guys perform.
Okay.
I met Steve Sweeney once. I don't think I've ever met Gavin, but I've seen little clips of them online, and they're both really, really funny. But I wish there was more shit of them online to watch, because I want to really watch a full set for one of those guys.
I will tell you, those clips don't do it any justice.
I'm sure.
Man, they would have the kind of, Steve Sweeney in particular, but Gavin pretty much is equally, he would have those sets where if you found yourself really like, after like 20 minutes, you'd be like, I should quit.
Right.
I'm leaving. I want to fucking leave here right now. God, I don't want to go up. I can't do that. Like, start to make you believe that you have no ability, because I'm not doing that right now.
He's very easy performer. I watched him at something, and he's a casually really funny dude. Sweeney, I was like, what a great performer.
Yeah. But the whole thing too, like, voices, sounds, energy, the movement, like, kind of, I grew up loving Carlin. I just like somebody who's kind of bombastic and has, thinking man, but at the same time, have you ever woken up and your dick and balls are all stuck? And you're like listening to somebody talk about the most, mundane, gross shit. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then they can switch gears. That's kind of what those guys did. They were able to, talk about stuff that was poignant in today and then just go on these fucking crazy rants that the walls would be shaking in these clubs.
Did you get to a place where you all of a sudden started seeing young guys not copying you, but kind of emulate? Like were there guys that would pop up and you're like, oh, he's kind of doing me. I'm becoming that guy that younger comics are looking at going like, I want to do that.
I did. And for me, I always thought it was kind of flattering because I came up, there were certain, comics that I loved, and okay, to be able to own the stage or move around like at Eddie Murphy, or to be able to tell, I loved long form storytelling. That's always what I really wanted to be. I wanted to be able to tell a story that could be 15 minutes long, but there's breaks and there's still observational outside shit that is in part of the lineage of the story. That's always where I wanted to emulate and get to. So the, Cosbys and Newharts and guys that could keep you, kind of hypnotized by something that was going to take a little bit longer to have a payoff, and when I see it now, I never got upset at other comics like maybe some people did about me. And I don't know if that has to do with just maybe the time in comedy or what I accomplished. I'm sure it's different, or, everybody has an opinion. Actually, I know everybody has an opinion.
You've heard most of them, yes.
But I never have had the vitriol against somebody else that I felt like I found with my...
Have you talked to anybody who had that towards you? Because it was interesting to watch. Like, guys got so... I guess because you were the first one.
Yeah.
With MySpace, but you were the first one to really use social media as a comedian and make it this way of kind of going around what the business model of the industry is. And I mean, you should get more credit for that because you're the first dude to really do it.
Yeah, and the fact that, like, you started appealing
I feel like first peoples don't get any credit normally ever, right?
No,
you got to know that. It's usually the second person who comes along and like really capitalizes it.
Right, the first person who does it cheated. They're like, no, that's not how you do it. He's not a real comedian. He's he's like on MySpace. That's not, college kids like him. That's not real.
People would be like, he just clicked a button and he filled Madison Square Garden. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Which, by the way, like you
then
did
you do it.
Yeah, before comics were really doing that.
It was that whole period was it was wonderful. It was great to see it play out like that. And if nothing else, I like that more comedians today are entrepreneurial and use that. All I did was use a part of the day that for a number of years we maybe didn't, invest in.
I feel
and
like
now you got to get up and you got to do something like this.
Social media is a thing, yeah.
Yeah, you got to connect with people in some capacity. Or do you? Because then there's some guys that you're like, fucking, they don't have.
No, you don't anymore. If you're like, well, you know what?
It depends. I don't know. You could say both. Yes, I think at one point everyone has to, or people lose interest.
When you're young, you do. Yeah. Once you don't have to keep doing it though. Like once you have your audience, I think there are a lot of people that don't have to keep doing it.
Chappelle's a rare exception to that rule where he doesn't have to at all. Like he just kind of shows up, does a special, and that's it. He can comment on it. He doesn't have to comment on it. Everybody will talk about it for him. Some want to crucify him. Some are happy. Did it bother? I'm sure it bothered you as a comic. We're sensitive, to criticism. But have you talked to anybody who was shitty to you and is no longer shitty to you?
I've talked to a few people that had strong opinions, and most of them, it's not to get into the weeds on it, but like people will come to me and be like, dude, I was in a crazy fucked up place in my life, or I had somebody approach me and just very honestly say, I was so sick of doing like radio for my own gigs wherever I was, middle of nowhere, just charging away, and the first question a DJ would be like, why are you doing what Dan Cook's doing, right? Like you're playing this fucking shithole. And I think there was a little bit of weird resentment or competitiveness or something that, the insecurity that we all, I don't know. We're such complex, creatures, man. I don't, when people come to me, I want to name names so bad, but at the same time I haven't, I just don't want to put anybody in like a weird, but people come to me, dude, at the second somebody reaches out their hand and says like, hey, can we move past this or talk about it? Like and maybe you've heard stories. I'm like, yeah, let's squash it.
Well, were they verbal? If they were publicly vocal against you, and they came to you and you guys actually had a nice talk, that's okay to name somebody, because I think you're actually saying that the person who was public about it is
like it's a good thing you're saying.
yeah, it's not, you're not shitting on somebody.
I just respect comedy. I remember Morgan Murphy, who I didn't know very well, but I thought was great, and she sat next to me at the club randomly one night, and she just was like, "Hey, I just want to take ownership over I was one of those people that without knowing you was on the attack and blah blah blah," and instantly I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm glad you told me, and that's completely cool, and I think that we all go through, I've had every kind of up and down too, man. I've been on the inside, outside. It's sometimes it's even wilder when you have an opportunity to hit a high watermark in your life, because the only the place that is going to go is down to another something where you got to rebuild.
Yeah.
So there's no say, how in a club, there's no one comfortable place to fucking stand. There's no one chair or place to really be until you get out of there.
Right.
And that's, I think, a career.
Do you feel like that's happened? Because you're still doing gigs that are you're still doing thousands of, you're still doing legitimately good gigs. And I remember touring with Dice in the 90s. And, he had done The Garden, he had done all these amazing things, and he was still doing, he was so, I want to say obsessed with getting back into The Garden and those, but it's like, Andrew, you're still doing 3,000 to 5,000, 6,000. You still have an amazing fucking career, and that's not, I'm not being pacifying. You have a great career, and you're still
you almost have to let that whatever it is blow up happen, and then let everything settle to be like, okay, I'm in a really good space here. That's
not like just a choice, and then you're like, let me plug that back in. It's like if that's a direction it's going in, and you want to embrace that, like I did, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I grew up these were the guys that I loved. When it started happening, I was like, shit. Yeah. But I think that it's also about evolution, and then taking that energy. For me, it's like, dude, I love stand-up. I did everything I ever wanted to do in stand-up comedy. I hosted SNL. That was kind of the
twice, right?
The thing, yeah. And of course, Madison Square Garden, every arena. Finally got to do Radio City. But when people ask me now, like, what are you really striving towards? It's like, I'm directing films now. I'm putting my energy into young performers, comics, trying to help them to, I just did a film with a guy, has nothing to do with my life, not a story I would tell. It's more exciting to set a goal like that I've never done, as opposed to not trying to get back into The Garden. If The Garden calls, we'll figure it out if that's supposed to be. But otherwise, I'm having the time of my life.
You're happy doing other stuff as well, because you really have nothing to prove as a stand-up. I mean, everybody knows what you've accomplished and how many specials you've done. It's not like you got to go out there and show people hey, I'm a draw. Everybody knows that. So there's other shit you just want to do.
Plus, you're still doing it. The evolution is pretty clear. Like the fact that you're still doing it and still and completely coming up with new material every time, and you're being who you are now. It's not like you go on stage today and try to be the guy from 10, 15 years ago,
right,
whatever.
Throw in some boot-cut jeans and feather my hair back.
Yeah, and try to get the white
hide
beater
the
on.
gray. It's like, no, man, I'm 47, dude. I say it a lot on stage. I'm like, I'm just starting to get the pains and the, leaning into that second act.
Doesn't it suck, though? I say it, too, because it's like, I want to just get it out of there. And you're almost hoping when you say it, that people go, no, but they don't.
Right. I'll say we noticed. I'm glad you said that.
I'll say I'm 51 and not one head is surprised. I'm like, fuck, I really am 51. But again, it beats the option.
As long as you're thinner than your audience, then you'll feel great.
I can never not be thinner than my audience. I can never. If I'm not thinner than my audience, I'm probably dead. I can't possibly be fatter than my audience.
But 29 years in, and by the way, just like side note, I have so many of those old like NACA and Boston Comedy Club flyers and all those things with all of us on there. And
you save it all, right?
I got it all, man. It's that whole era, very, very cool. But 29 years in, when people do a meet and greet or whatever and come up to me, they're like, oh, I saw you at The Garden, I saw you, whatever. It's like, I'm psyched because I'm going, I had a few tools and I was on the seat of my pants and I had youthful exuberance, but I'm seasoned now in a way and I can tell a story and there's so much, I'm so much better.
Yeah.
I still, for me, am like, there's other things I want to be able to obtain. But the place that I wanted to get to more than anywhere was being able to still have the natural energy in performance, but something I saw guys like Patrice have so early, even Chappelle, was like introspection. To be able to like slow down and tell a story, like plant the feet and just be right here. And if I want to go into some kind of movement around it, it's like it can be part of it, but to have both of those things together and keep a crowd like, you know, as kind of enraptured and excited is, I feel like it's the best time for me I've ever had as a performer.
That's hard to do. I am not good at storytelling. I've never been a good storyteller. No matter what I'm talking about, I'm like, they're losing interest. I'm losing interest saying it. I panic, but I'm right. Like, I know what I'm good at, and that's not it. Like, I admire guys who can do that. And I
feel the same way about like the people who can just figure out that haiku of like, dan, dan, dan. It's amazing.
When you watch Rodney, he wasn't a storyteller. You watch Rodney on the Tonight Show, it was fucking like 8 jokes a minute, and I mean they were all good, and he would just kill and kill and kill, and then when he wanted to take a breath, he would take a breath and let them breathe.
Those people that tell those short jokes are the ones that like I'm so amazed by, because you have to write so many jokes to fill a half hour, an hour. It's like when you're storytelling, like, you know, that's an art to figure out like how to take people on this ride. But when you have to write 150 jokes because you're telling, you know, however many a minute.
Yeah, like
it's
LPMs.
Crazy.
But you know what's so funny? I'm not trying to like poo-poo on my own kind of, you know, performance, but a storyteller, it's like the Johnny Carson approach, where I think it's a lot more about personality and I mean, you got to have the laughs in there, of course, but you can get away with so much more in terms of just like, they like the swagger, they like the this, they like that I'm going to slow down and be like, hey, shut the fuck up over there, come out of the character, go back in. When you're the LPM joke guy,
that's it.
That's it. If you're killing with just that, with no frills, that's very impressive.
And the economy of word, I hate to say that
word economy,
but it's amazing. Like I would look at
that should be your book.
The economy of words. And I just
an economy of words. For whatever reason,
an economy
of words.
Jim Norton, an economy of words.
And Rodney's stuff was so perfectly like no extra words,
nothing
like
wasted.
nothing like I'll
wasted.
add words because I just to pad it or to make it like if I'm doubting something I'll throw in word, but like just fucking.
Did you work with him?
No, I met him. I was on O&A. We interviewed him once. I don't know. I never knew him. I wish I had.
You never heard Rodney Dangerfield go, what else?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like those moments.
Unless it was part of the like, you know, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
But I was at the Laugh Factory in LA when I first got there in like 98. So Rodney was like popping in a lot. And there was a thing that I had to do because I would host a lot of shows, and they'd be like, Rodney's coming in. I'd be like, okay. And you had a certain thing that you had to do with Rodney. And what you had to do is he'd sit at the booth, and I'd have to go on stage. And I did this maybe like 40 or 50 times over the course of a few years that he popped in. I go, ladies and gentlemen, there's a absolute icon in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, Rodney Dangerfield. And Rodney's like, and let them go, make some noise, go. And of course they go crazy. They're going fucking apeshit. Like screaming and bonkers, and then he would stand up and kind of like half stand up, like I'm just gonna wait, and then you'd have to go, Rodney, would you come up here for a few minutes for us, Rodney? And then the place would go, and they'd really like, and then Gary Glitter comes out and it's like, and then Rodney would kind of like throw the hands like, no, I can't do that, and then you just say it one more time. So it was like the classic comedy 3. Do we want to see Rodney? Like you're making Rodney.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he'd come up and do it. And one night I finally had the balls to be like, Rodney, like, why not just walk up? And I gotta know, kid. I gotta know they want to see me. And it was that thing of he just wanted to hear it. He wanted to
hear it.
You want to make
Would
sure
he do well on stage?
Crush.
Yeah.
Kill it.
But isn't it amazing that even at that level, he had that insecurity of being like, no, I need to hear that they definitely want me before I go up there.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
And his material was very universal. Like, it's
very
black,
universal.
white, all, it didn't matter. It was just funny.
No, everybody loves Rodney.
But it was also like one of the few, I don't know, I saw a lot of people coming in and out of Boston, New York coming up, so I kind of got used to seeing like, but seeing him standing on stage was like my whole like childhood. Just it was amazing to be in a room with that guy. Me
and Florentine went and saw him at Avery Fisher Hall the night that we interviewed him because I wanted to be in the room with him once when he performed. That was and it was hard to when he was really old. It was like the voice was a little harder to hear him because he was an older guy and. but it didn't matter. You were still just watching Rodney do stand up live.
Yeah.
I knew it would be the only time I ever saw him, and it was.
There was the only thing that it's like we wouldn't be comics if we didn't haze on each other a little bit. But I remember one time he came in, he had an earpiece, and his wife would kind of feed him jokes once in a while. But every once in a while, the earpiece, something wouldn't connect, and it was like an animatronic Rodney, where you just see him and he'd be like, "Hey," and you just see him kind of waiting. Or she'd be upstairs like, my wife is it, and there would be this weird like via satellite, delay. It was so weird. You just wanted to be like, Rodney, let me help.
I know the jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
What's better than his fat jokes? There's nothing better. He couldn't. It's funny. Half the stuff he did today, people would object to.
Of course they would.
Body shaming.
My wife is so
shaming.
stupid. Yeah.
I hate that. We live in it's a weird time.
It's weird. It's really weird.
Do you write different now than you did?
I write even more from like just experience, right? My act now, the Tell It Like It Is tour is, it really is like, okay, here's stories of my, high water marks and heartbreak moments. And they're, it's like everything you thought was so, glamorous and cool. Here's what sucked. And, here's the most traumatic moments of my life. And, finding I'm telling some stories that have actually happened that are so fucked up that I can't believe I'm finding the humor in it.
Yeah.
It's to that place.
Well, there's not that many comics that have gotten to jump into Hollywood. You know what I mean? And really understand what celebrity world is like.
I just visualized myself doing that as you said it. And it was like the weirdest.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Hollywood. Dane has arrived.
Are you talking about like family stuff or just things that have happened just in your personal life?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going into one of my favorite kind of stories to tell is I've had a woman stalking and threatening to murder me, and she showed up at my house.
Oh my!
I have it on camera. I have the whole thing.
Life.
Yeah, and it's a fucking saga. I've never said that about a piece of material, and I take people through like, here's the first correspondence, and then I take you through everything that's happened over the last 2 years with the LAPD and everything that's going on. Like, dude, I walk in and out of my house like. Wow. I'm ready. I've got fucking, laser brass knuckles that I keep. Yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
Are you worried that making it part of your, like making a bit out of it is going to empower?
She's so bonkers.
Yeah, there's nothing.
I don't think she's on a frequency where she would be like, it's an homage. No, I don't. No, I don't think it feeds her in any way. She's already on she's on her
just
collision
lost
course
crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe she saw that Joker movie and it changed
that
everything.
Will do it. Yeah,
that'll do it. That'll make supervillains out of anyone.
That was something else.
Does it really scare you?
What's that?
The whole thing's scary. Like it's annoying. Women are not as bad as men, but if they go crazy, they go crazy. Is it scary for you?
Crazy's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It was scary when she was at my front door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, and I have anxiety. So my anxiety is like, I went bonkers. And then I went through this period where I kind of felt incarcerated in my own home, and I didn't want to leave.
It's so violating, right?
It was just everything unfunny about it is what's hilarious about it now.
Right.
And so I love that people are coming out. They're getting to see. The biggest compliment is people coming and saying, I've seen you at that gig. I saw that big one. I seen you at the Cellar. You did it. And then they go, this is my favorite show that I've seen you do. And that's not hullabaloo. And I wouldn't even I'd be like, I'm in a B+ stage with the actor. No, it's like, it's doing well because I'm finally using all the things I've learned over the years.
Yeah.
And I'm seasoned enough. And then I can be self-deprecating enough to be like, here's really how I fucking have experienced all this.
Yeah.
And when you can do that and kind of sit in your own shit, that's a good place for comedy right there.
Yeah.
I love that you're talking about that too, because those are experiences that performers have. And I know if people want to see Dane, go to danecook.com. The tour, you're going to be, you're doing the Tonight Show tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You are...
You'll be on Friday, you're in Oregon, Saturday, Seattle, then on the 17th, Pittsburgh, the 18th, Ohio, on to Uncasville, Tulsa, Austin, Dallas, Houston, Phoenix, Jacksonville, Tampa, Atlanta, Los Angeles, all over the place.
That's right. Up until November 16th.
Yeah, danecook.com for all the dates and everything. Did you see Gary Goldman's special by chance?
I didn't, but I saw him in The Joker real quick.
Yeah,
he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't.
It's him and Sam Morril, I think, were the two guys.
Yeah.
I think it was just those.
Brian Callen's somewhere
Brian
in there, and somebody else too.
Yeah, Brian is. He's not a comic in it though, is he? Or was he in the? He wasn't on stage. Yeah. Those are the only two that are on stage.
Okay.
Sam Morril,
But
and Gary
I haven't seen the special. Didn't it just drop like?
It just dropped
on
over the
Saturday.
weekend.
I don't watch anything like what stand-ups do. I've just seen Gary's posters around, and apparently it's a very good special.
But did you know? I mean, because like,
Judd produced it too, right?
He presented it. He didn't direct it. He just that's what they said. Presented
Isn't
by.
that nice that that's
Yeah,
what
I guess
said?
Judd made it happen.
He's like, if you'd like, you can put my name on it. Yes, I would like
love that.
I'd
Yeah.
like that quite a bit, actually, Judd. But he talks about how he was locked up in his house for like 2+ years.
I remember when he
because of his
left.
depression and all this stuff. When you guys were doing Tourgasm, was he like all over the place mentally, or?
I mean,
was he just being Gary?
If Gary was here and I could say permission to speak freely, I would go deep dive into it just from what you saw on the show. It's like, yeah, he was not comfortable.
Yeah.
He needed to be in his spot. So I was very comfortable in him being uncomfortable somewhere else. And so that's kind of the way it went down.
Did you like doing Tourgasm?
I did, because I had zero clue it was ever going to be. I didn't make we weren't making that as HBO anything.
Right.
The very quick story of that was I was making that as like webisodes for my website, free. So I just hired a crew myself and said, just film everything, and I'll put some funny shtick on my site.
And by the way, that was before YouTube. Everybody was doing YouTube content.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't happening.
It wasn't even YouTube. It was just like, here's webisode things, and I had a web guy who's like, I could trim these into like 3-minute things. I had a meeting with Chris Albrecht, who was at HBO at the time. We were talking about doing Vicious Circle. I had my DVDs to go and edit my webisodes, and Chris Albrecht in the room goes, "What are you up to now? What's the rest of your week?" I said, "I'm going to edit." I did like a little behind the scenes thing. He goes, "Let me see it." And in his office, he takes the DVD, pops it in, watches like 5 minutes on the bus. He goes, "How much footage?" I go, "Dude, we've shot for a month. It's literally like 400 hours of this fucking
nonsense."
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, "I'll buy it. Let's do it. I'll put this on as a presentation show." So we didn't make that with any like reality show script, nothing.
Right, no intent.
That's why some of it is very boring as well. To be honest, it's like, yeah, let's go horseback riding. I was just looking for shit that was like aesthetically.
And in your mind too, it was like, we only need 3 minutes.
So when
we're not doing 30-minute episodes.
No, it was like we just needed like little bits, vignettes of. So I totally dug it because there was zero pressure, and I didn't know I was making it for anybody. It wasn't until we were editing it that I was like, oh man, okay, there's like, stuff missing here that I wish that we could show or do, but it just ended up kind of being out there in the zeitgeist when I thought maybe a few people would see it on a website.
Boring things are okay in a reality show. Like if it's people you're interested in, watching a comic or a band you like, just doing regular things or what your day is like. I'm much more interested in that than I am in forced scenarios.
You know what the best part of the Osborne show was? Watching Ozzy trying to figure out how to work his remote.
Sure, regular things.
Finding out that he likes watching the History Channel. Like that little stuff where you're like, oh, he's just
watching how he would put jelly on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I remember like watching one episode and just seeing how he like was, and it was fascinating.
Like I could watch Ozzy make lunch all day. I could just sit here and watch the motion picture version of this.
That's what you want to see though with reality stuff. It's people you like. If you're interested in, if it's like 90 Day Fiance, the people you don't know. You want to see something happen. Yeah. But if it's a guy you like or a fucking band you like, I want to see them just living. What does Sabbath do during the day? Like, what do they do?
And that show also came out before. I feel like there was Tough Crowd. There were a few comedy shows here and there, but it was way before podcasts or way before the whole world knew every single little aspect of the comedy business. It was really.
I look back on it and I go, you know what? There were shenanigans captured with me and my buddies at a time when obviously I was turning a corner. So it's basically like a really good home video.
Yeah, HBO did your home videos for you.
Yeah, but that's why it was good though. And Bobby breaking his knee. I mean,
that was the drama though. We're in the edit bay and we were like, okay, this is good. This is episode 8.
Is there other footage of that's never been released, or did you get all of it?
There's so much stuff
from Bobby hurting himself.
Oh yeah, tons. Yeah,
You'd like to watch more?
More of it, yeah.
everything.
As a feel-good movie.
Yeah, we could have had an hour of him just screaming and writhing.
Honestly, it would have done really well.
It took a long time. The ambulance, we just cut to it there. It wasn't there that quick, you know. It was, yeah. There was.
Hold my hand.
Yeah.
Hold my hand.
That was so raw. That's what you're like when you're hurt.
Yeah.
We all just turn into babies.
Plus, Bobby is such an emotional guy anyway. Like, he's such an emotionally honest person that it all just poured out of him.
Yeah, he can't help it.
No, he can't.
Are you dating? You had a girl. I don't know if you still do or not.
Girlfriend, 2.5 years.
You do, right?
Yeah, that's going awesome. It's
She's very beautiful. I've seen I guess whether it's online or whatever, but I wasn't sure if you guys are still.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's amazing.
Have you thought about getting married or no?
Yeah. We talk about all that stuff too. I mean, we'll see. It's you know we're enjoying it.
Have you ever been close? I've never been close to being. Have you ever been close?
No, I've
me
never
neither.
been engaged.
Yep.
I look back. If anything, where my career was like going in seemingly like, okay, this is like, watch this trajectory. My like personal life and decisions in that on that front were like just fucking a mess.
Yeah.
I was putting every wrong kind of relationship, not bad women, but just not the right ones for kind of my mentality and the person I need. I need somebody who's just relaxed.
Oh yeah.
I don't need me.
Right,
I don't need
right.
another me. I can't do it. I can't have somebody who's like, because I'm 10 thoughts guy and I've got like, I'm always just like, I get excited and I want to talk about this idea. What about this? And I can make that.
But then you have to be smart enough to avoid that sort of like initial excitement that like, oh, this is an exciting person and she's new and she's got all these ideas and I just want to spend all my time with her, and realize, wait. After a couple of weeks, this is going to be so bad for you. Like, this isn't what you need.
Yeah, it was almost like, I think a lot of like that stuff from high school being like the kid that nobody.
Yeah.
There was like trophy ideas of the kind of girls that I needed, and then mixed with growing up with an alcoholic father, it's like, you're exactly what I don't need, and you drink? Perfect. Wake me up in the middle of the night and just fucking rant at me about what I'm doing wrong. It's like, so I finally met, I don't know, I hope it works out, but I finally met somebody who, the only place it sucks is like when you're in love, it's not funny.
No, you're right. Yes, nobody wants to hear about a great relationship.
It's like, I'm trying to find it. I there's a few elements about it that there's humor in that, or we get some shit for, because you know when people. We have an age difference. I'm 47. She's 20.
I know. So I could hug you right now as you said that I would. Find that inspirational.
So you're happy about that?
You get it. Yeah.
Of course.
It's
well,
like
that's
it's
what
like
I was thinking. Like when you guys were both talking about never even being close to being married. It is so amazing being a guy, because that's fine.
Yeah.
Like you can be 51, Jim, and like, maybe I'll find love eventually. You can find a nice 23-year-old for yourself
Absolutely.
at any point.
People give you shit about the age, though, right?
People give me shit, but it's you just have to look and be like, there's no concubine situations. Anybody can leave at any point. If somebody chooses to be with you, like, trust them. They're probably making the right decision for them. Mm-hmm. But I also do it's like, exterior wise, I do the same shit. Like I make, we all do that. So I had to look at it and start trying to flip it. And I put a little bit of it in my act, because it's like, I know what's funny about it to somebody else, even though if you were to hang with us for 5 minutes, you'd be like, I gotta go. This is the most boring fucking couple that I've ever met.
Yeah, just a nice happy couple. You're right. Happiness is typically
we're
not
just
funny.
functioning.
Yeah.
Functioning's hilarious.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm in a healthy relationship.
Communication is just the funniest fucking shit you could mine.
How was her birthday? It was great. We went out. I took her out. She was really happy with the gift.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to hear that shit.
We had a conversation about what we're looking for, and we kind of we matched each other.
Yeah, we realized we
evened
connect
out.
beautifully.
Yeah, we set a goal for the week, and then we accomplished it.
Yeah, but my shit's in the front yard on fire. That's a fucking great bit.
Oh man, I kind of miss those relationships.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, my girl, I'm like, can you just fucking go nuts this week and just like hit me for no reason?
I need toxicity. There's nothing toxic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
every special. There's a moment where it's like the girl that was that particular argument, it seems, or like chunk. It's like from time to time it just airs, and I'll still get like a text from like some ex who's like, I still can't believe that you told everybody.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows it's you. Relax.
Yeah, and you did it. So,
all right. Well, Dane, this is our show is done. So, DaneCook.com. You can see Dane tonight on the Tonight Show. That's great. And again, this Friday in Oregon, all the way through November 16th in Los Angeles. He is finishing up his first tour in, I guess, almost 6 years. So, if you want to see Dane, go to DaneCook.com and check him out for the Tell It Like It Is tour.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
This Thursday through Sunday, I will be at the Stress Factory, and then the week after that, I'm in Denver. So go to my website if you want to see me. If not, I understand. Good seeing you, Dane. Thanks for coming, man.
Jim, thanks, man. Thanks, Sam.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Goodbye.
We'll be back with more Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
There's a